Hello everybody, thanks for joining us for episode 5. This one was actually recorded, split between 2 days. You won't really notice, if you notice at all, probably halfway through during the last fight. I don't know why we stopped midway through. It was probably like 6 in the morning for us, but towards the second half we start like recollecting things, so when you hear that, it's because we did record this over 2 days. That, and I'm so sorry, but we went on so many tangents. I kept a few of them in just because I thought they related to the story and related to what we were doing, so that way you as a listener could understand about the world more, about our processes while we're playing specifically, and then anything that wasn't relevant I just put at the end, so if you want to hear those are at the end. Another thing I'd like to apologize up front for is we don't describe the last fight in this session. We have Tailspire in front of us, so we know positions, locations, so we just don't describe them. I'm so sorry, but I hope we said enough that you can get kind of an idea. But other than that, enjoy the show.
Oh, I see the room you're staying in. And we're gonna say Malaz is out cold in the morning.
So my plan, we got the nice
I need you to roll me a dodge feels check.
A dodge?
I'm just kidding.
Oh. My plan is that I want to go into the mayor's house. And then I want to see if anyone sells health potions or ask,
I would like to also remind you, Snake Bounty Hunter.
It'll be quick. How big is his house?
Until you find out it's a dungeon that sprawls all the way into the abyss.
And there are bodies, and then it's like, okay, that's a can of worms.
And the door locks behind you, and oh no, oh terrible thing.
Alright, is that you telling me not to go into the...
No, this is just me saying, like, if your rationale for it'll be quick, it's fine. You never know what's gonna be in there, especially if you do think he's a dastardly bastard, you know?
I do! he doesn't rub me the right way.
Did Malaz?
Yeah. But I want to get health potions first. I think that'll be important for going to my first little dungeon.
I'm glad because I get to add something that I'm going to steal from another property. But
I thought you were going to say steal from me. I was like, what? I haven't done anything yet. Why are you like this to me?
No, so, perfect thing is someone who would be able to direct you on where to buy and or make potions is unconscious and naked right next to you.
Just the way I like them. It's gonna be rude. I don't want to wake him up. She'll take a shower first, or whatever closest thing to getting clean is.
In my medieval worlds, I don't like the concept of everyone being vile and stinky. There are showers. Mages very quickly created toilets, showers, and bathtubs.
They're like, we absolutely cannot.
Along with
cannot
sinks.
have this.
The magic plumbing exists in my worlds because that is disgusting. Maybe it's not the absolute cleanest water. Maybe water purification isn't always...
Isn't that a spell?
There's a spell for it, but that's a cleric spell generally, I think. But that might not be something that is constantly happening, especially in a small town like this. But it might have some natural filters in it, and it just might be like river water that's been being pumped over to you, which you would be bathing in the river anyway, so it's not disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, that's the lowest, like, grungiest tier of plumbing in my world. The highest tier is there's magic purifiers.
Okay.
Like, you can live in a very nice house that you actually do have clean, running, temperature controlled water.
Okay. So she'll get cleaned up. And she'll pretty herself up for the day, because I do imagine her taking some amount of time to, like, get ready and look good. She always looks good. But it's not natural. She does put work into it, and she's not afraid to say that.
Alright, so the question is, what do you imagine her, for your average person, scale of 1 to 10, looking at her? Is she a 10 all dolled up? Is she a 9.5?
Well, Daniel, why would I not say 10? I don't know. I don't...
Some people like to be modest about their characters. If you want to say once
modest.
she's fully dolled up, she is an absolute 10 out of 10. My next question was going to be, if she doesn't doll up, where does she fall on that tier list in your mind?
If she doesn't doll up...
5 is not ugly, 5 is unremarkable.
I
It's your average person.
I want to say 7, and when she does doll up, it's a 9, because I just imagine her, like, her dolling up is her, like, washing her face, making sure it's clean, moisturizing, because I think moisturizing would be a luxury in this time and age, but she always makes sure that she has...
Do you have lotion money?
I do. Do you need me to take Because I imagine
Drop 2 gold pieces. Drop 2 gold pieces and you'll have enough money to keep your routine going for this month.
Wynn does not carry a lot. She's a very light...
Except for her
little bag of toiletries. She does have a little bag of toiletries to make sure that she's at least somewhat clean presenting.
Okay.
But more so in that kind of dolled up, I do just imagine her more of like,
yeah.
She does just look good.
And again, my question when I was asking about the scale.
It's just so hard to scale because some beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
No,
like for me, I like women that are big and tall and would step on me.
Cuddy.
Yeah.
She's not big and she's not tall, but she'll step on.
But the way I draw Rhea is big and tall and you know.
When I ask about that, it's just like cliche. Like, if we want to use an example, McDreamy. We all agreed that night when we were talking about him. He's very conventionally attractive. To us, he's not a 10, but
honestly,
we know...
his like bone face structure, and this is a lot of people like will look good naturally because their facial structure looks good. McDreamy probably looked good at the time, but you need to change your haircut with the times.
No, okay, but again, what I'm trying to say is when we were talking about scales and stuff like that, we're talking about like conventional, because all of us, you, me, and Danny, who all have different tastes, all agreed McDreamy, yeah, he's attractive. Not our type, but we all could agree he is attractive, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but sometimes just because of how we live, we, as a society, know what generally is considered attractive, unattractive, etc. All that stuff. So...
Then I want to say she's a 9. I want to say when she's a 9, when she's nice and moisturized, she'll maybe put on eyeliner. Of course, I always draw her with eyeliner because it's just easy to draw female glasses.
Yes.
She has a beauty mark.
Men need to wear eyeliner a little bit more. In fact, maybe Malaz has a little bit.
He has a little bit of eyeliner. Nah. But she has a cute little beauty mark.
He's too poor for eyeliner right now.
He's like, I can't afford. Actually, old eyeliner is just ash mixed with water. But
I imagine that's not good for you. Cancerous. Ash does have carcinogens.
What's not causing cancer? You know, you might as well look good.
I guess it's fair.
But yeah, I'll say she's a 9 when she moisturizes and her skin has that nice glowy kind of dew on it. But she, you know, if a 10 walks into the room, of course she's gonna be like, oh my god, hello. But I'll say she's a 7. No, an 8. I'll say she's an 8 when she's unmoisturized. She just looks like a very nice person. I feel like a lot of her beauty I will put into her eyes. I think her eyes look very good. And her beauty mark's cute. Emphasis on the beauty mark.
So, are you gonna wake him up or not?
Are you still asleep?
Yes.
It's been like an hour.
Oh, of her like dolling up?
Well, showering.
Okay.
Dolling up, putting her clothes back on. She has a lot of belts on her boots. And she puts her cloak skirt on.
Yeah, I'll say he started.
Counts all of her money. As a thief, I think that'll be a habit that she has. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 819 gold pieces.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have to recount it a second time just to be sure.
Wait. You just have 112. That was 109. I think you just gave Win OCD.
Only with money, though.
It doesn't. OCD can present itself as very specific things. Some people are like, whenever they leave a room, they have to turn the lights off twice to make sure that they're off. That's what some people do. Other people, not necessarily on the same scale of ruining my life OCD, but remember how you will lock the car, and I'll know you lock the car, and I'll know I double check lock the car,
and you make me
and then I'll shut the door, and then I'll take 2 steps away and be like, did we lock the car? And then I'll have to go back and pull on the doorknob to make sure that it's shut.
Okay, you can say that. I do just imagine it more as a morning ritual, but if that falls under the lines of OCD,
I get
I'm fine.
It only becomes OCD disorder when you literally cannot continue or start your day without doing that thing. Like if it disrupts your normal life. So if Win was like, if it was to the point where
Win got my money yesterday.
I
think it would bother her.
If it was to the point where Win got up and was like, "Fuck, it's late. I'm gonna be late to doing this thing." My entire thieving career rests up, but I have to count my coins. 1, 2, 3. That's where it starts to bridge on that, I think, at least.
Okay,
but
okay.
That's interesting.
No, but I'll just keep it as a morning ritual for now. She counts her money. She makes sure it's all there. Money's very important to her. She's got to make sure that she has everything she came in with.
Malaz is gonna sit up, one eye still shut, like.
She'll say good morning. Was last night fun? It's okay. You don't have to answer.
He's gonna rub his one shut eye. He's gonna be like. Aren't you supposed to be on your way to dying in the forest?
Why does your mayor have bodies in his basement?
Okay. There's just this long pause of, gets lonely? I don't know.
Have you ever been what would you say? There's a word for it. Just a watchdog? Is that what they usually call them? Or a watch out?
Like a neighborhood watch?
No, like I'm in the house and someone's
lookout.
A lookout. Have you ever been a lookout?
Or a spotter, I guess. I'd be like, no.
Do you want to be?
What time is it?
12:54.
In the game world, you think?
I just looked at my watch and I said the time.
Well, what time would Win have woken up, I guess?
Material girls usually have their life together, so we're gonna say like 9 a.m.
I don't think that's true.
No! Material girls are always the ones
There's
like,
different
my
kinds.
9 a.m. Starbucks coffee, you know?
There's different kinds of material girls. The ones who earn
We'll
their
say she
material
woke
girl?
up at 9. We'll say she woke up at 9.
Okay.
And then...
So it's 10.
So it's 10.
So it's 10. He's gonna be like, buy me a coffee on our way out, sure.
Okay. You said yes very quickly.
Yeah, and?
Okay.
He gets up and, like, he starts to, like, he gets himself dressed and generally kind of, like, straightens out the room. Kind of does, like, a once-over to make sure he's not leaving anything. And then he's like, alright, let's go. Are you gonna ask him about the potions?
Yeah, when they walk down the steps, she'll be like, do you know how to make health potions, too, before I go throw myself into a dungeon?
No, but, there's a witch who lives nearby, who sometimes comes to sell her wares at the market. So if she's not there, I could give you directions to her little hut if you'd like to go see her. It's not too far of a walk, maybe an hour if you're really smelling the roses and stuff like that.
That sounds fantastic. She'll, like, push him so that he can be with her when she goes to the market as they make their way out.
Push him.
Like, push him. Kind of...
Oh,
not saying, like, come to the market with me, just making him go to the market with her.
So physically directing him,
Yeah.
okay.
And, like, as they're walking and having this conversation, she'll be like, so how do you actually know Falcon?
He's gonna be like, if Falcon hasn't told you, I probably shouldn't, so.
What do you mean?
Well, you clearly know Falcon, and if you know Falcon, then you should know that I should tell you. More importantly, knowing that you know Falcon and you're asking this question, it means you really want to know more about Falcon.
I mean, don't you too?
He's, what I would call a cognition hazard. The more you know about him, the more dangerous it is, so I like to I'd like to stay where I am on that front.
Do you know if Salaz likes him or not? I don't think she does.
Who?
Salaz. Was she a halfling? She was a halfling, right?
Yes. By the way, in the first episode, we laugh about Falcon the whole time, and you, like, making short jokes, but you did not leave in the part where I said he was a halfling, or a gnome.
We say it other times.
That's fine. I'm just saying it's really funny hearing it and being like,
Who is this guy?
why is it... Oh, right, he's short.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, does Salaz like him? I don't think Salaz likes him. I can't tell.
I don't know, I keep my distance
And
from
I have
her
a
as
+7 insight.
He's like, I keep my distance from her as well. I feel it's just safer that way. Have you seen the people around her?
Yeah, she's got muscle. That's what money can buy. And do we see a witch here that sells?
Roll me a D100, and if you're over 60, she is not.
Okay. 34.
Alright, so she's here. So, you see basically a big, like, blanket? I don't know if blanket's the term. Tarp? I guess blanket.
Yeah.
You see a big, like, quilt-like carpet. And sitting down on it, you see a human woman in some very forest-friendly attire, you know, like, it's sensible. She's got, like, leather boots. They're kind of tall for, like, walking through thick grass, maybe up to her knee. You see she has a very nice cloak not very nice, but like very well made. It's thick. It's the inside has like a it clearly has like a leather lining, so if anything snags or were to cut into it, it would stop. It could clearly keep her warm or block the wind. Very sensible kind of outfit, and you see her sitting upon this rug, which is sort of just covered with a variety of different things, little charms and whatnot, but you do not see any potion bottles.
There's like a juice it up.
What?
Because you said it's lined with stuff, right?
What do you mean lined with stuff?
Did you not describe anything else? Is it?
I said you have like some charms and you have like some other like bits and bobs. Like, do you want more description or was that not enough? I'm confused.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
But again, you do not see potion bottles for now.
Well, I mean, I guess we could. I'll ask Malaz. I'm like, does she usually present everything she has, or am I just lucky enough to be unlucky?
Oh, no, she doesn't present them all, but I should also point out they're not really potions. But go ahead and ask her. If you call them potions, she'll still give you what you want.
Oh, okay. So then she'll go up to... Does she have a name?
To the name generator!
You don't have to if you don't want. You can be like, she's just potion lady. Lady of the forest.
She'll be Belle.
Belle?
Belle the forest. Did I give the town a name? I did.
Bellhaven?
Bellhaven. Well, her name is Belle. That's hilarious. Belle, the Bellhaven Witch.
When we'll come up, she'll be like, good morning. I heard that you were able to make some health potions. I was gonna go out to a dungeon and...
She's going to... she actually can't. She doesn't look at you and she just talks. She goes, oh, yes, of course I could get you some potions. And she's just talking to the air. And, you know, what your perception is, what, passively? So 10 plus?
10 plus whatever my plus is?
Yep.
13.
13 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a 13, you notice she's blind.
Oh.
And she's going to go, yes, I have 25 gold pieces per.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't update this.
You didn't update from purchasing?
Because it was 700 or was it 800 for the
It was
pipe?
700 total.
Oh, it was 700?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get one then. I have enough for one.
She's gonna go,
I technically have enough for 4, but I want one just in case of the worst.
okay.
But I do want to hang on to like most of my money.
She is going to hold her hand out for payment.
And Wynn will place the 25 gold pieces in her hand.
And you see her just sort of like jiggle the coins in her hands for a minute and kind of like judging it, and then she puts the money away, and then she's gonna go, oh, you don't have a problem with hard foods, right?
Well, why
And
would
she's going to pull out a wrapped little candy. And it's in like a sparkly red wrapper, like just paper wrapper, and she's gonna like hold it out to the air, but it's not like directly at you, but it is like
generally in
pretty
my direction.
close.
Okay. This is it, and she'll take the candy.
Yes, and this is gonna be how come I allow health potions and certain other things to be drank as a bonus action.
Did I tell you about someone? It was a really good artist who drew a whole bunch of different health potions, but they drew like a health potion as like a typical like flask. And then they drew like the greatest healing potion as like this gallon jug. And I'm like, who the fuck? It's really good art, don't get me wrong. But who the fuck is downing this?
Yes.
In the middle of a fight, where fights usually take a minute, where to sit and drink a gallon of water would take like a good 5 minutes.
Unless you're a barbarian, you're like, I don't care if I'm gonna hurt, it's gonna heal. Whatever I break, it's about to get fixed.
Is that a 2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
Okay. Damn, we haven't had those numbers in a long time.
And so you get one, and she's like simply pull, pop, and you can suck on it, or if you need it very quickly, just give it a good old bite, and that should do it for you.
Okay, thank you so much.
They are probably like, lemon heads?
Yes.
Probably about that size.
It's tiny, tiny.
Yep. So...
It's not even a health potion, it's just the satisfaction of having a candy.
Ooh, please wait till I give myself an ounce of serotonin.
That's what picks you up in battle.
It's like second wind. What's giving you the second wind?
The sugar rush.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get that, and then
Is there anything else like of interest that I can see?
you see a few more piles of small candies. You see some charms hanging here and there, and you do see a few very small amount of carved wands.
Oh. That's not down my alley. But how fancy do
Or
they look?
are they?
How fancy do they look? How carved we talking?
I don't think one would care for anything here.
Okay.
Witches in my world very much are like, they do the practical witchcrafts. Everything there.
She's like, that's useful.
A lot
Lame.
of it is purely functionality. There's not a lot of pizzazz done to make them better, especially from the vibe you're getting from her. It's very apprentice witchy. She's not like a master witch or.
Does Mallow seem interested in anything?
Throw me insight.
A nat fucking 20.
Okay, you see him eyeing up two things. You see a candy wrapped in like a weird black paper that the rest all have these cute little designs. This one's just black and it seems to have some kind of just plain text written on it in some language you don't know. And then you see he's also looking at a dead
Rat.
No, it's
just a dead rat. He doesn't know.
it's a frog with like a bronze-ish colored skin.
Just a dead frog?
Well, roll me investigation, I guess, would be my next question.
11.
You notice where the dead frog is laying in the piles of stuff, and it's sitting by what you could assume to be are like ingredients for magical things, for most likely some form of alchemy or potion making or something along that line. And then your investigation won't tell you too much about that black candy.
She'll ask Malice, what does that candy say? The one that you're staring at.
He's gonna like look over to you and he's gonna be like, it's a cauldron starter.
Cauldron starter?
Yeah, so essentially for certain potions and stuff like that you need a wider range of certain materials, and witches prepare these candies which get all of the base ingredients that you need for certain potions going with just that.
Is it like a soup broth starter?
I would say you could think of it as like condensed soup
like a
broth.
bouillon? A magic
Basically,
potion bouillon?
Yeah, essentially is how you could think of it. And he's like, eating that on its own isn't going to do anything, but you throw it into a potion that you're working on, and it...
Have you eaten one?
Yes.
What do they taste like?
Like the ingredient. It is
Awful.
it was an Eye of Newt candy, not...
And she'll be like, how much for the potion bouillon and the dead frog?
She's gonna go, which dead frog?
The bronze one.
She's gonna kind of like move her hand
Okay,
around.
almost there, a little bit.
And she like touches two, and you don't know how, but she's able to tell which one's the bronze one. And she picks that one up.
So this
and
one's
then,
smooth and dead.
And she's like, which one? And you see there are like small piles of different black ones with different writing.
She'll look to Mally's.
And then he's gonna point at a different one, or he's at a specific one, and then she's gonna pick it up, and she's going to go.
This one's a little hefty.
The pot seasoner.
Are we making potions or soup?
So essentially what he was talking about is, I didn't finish this part, is that in my world, there's a difference between a cauldron and a magic cauldron.
Oh.
And a magic cauldron, just like in real life, cast iron stuff has to be seasoned properly, so that you have to make like your
Don't
first...
even think about touching it with soap.
Your first potion in a cauldron you're turning into magic isn't a potion, it's simply
the seasoning.
It's imbuing the
vibes,
basically, into the actual metal of the cauldron, so that way it can contain all the magic, and as like magical reactions go on inside your potion, cauldron doesn't just fucking explode. Yeah, and she takes one. She's gonna go, this one, and she's just holding up the magic pot starter, will be, and she like feels it, and she goes, that'll be 2 gold, 2 silver. And then she holds up the frog, and she's sort of like weighing him. And she's gonna go, this one's sitting at about 4 gold pieces. And she's gonna set him down. 4 gold, 6 copper, but less coins the better for me, so I'll knock that 6 copper off.
Could I get 2 of your cauldron starters then? I assume there's more than 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see she does have small piles of them.
Okay.
And she reaches over and puts it down.
So that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then she'll give her 11 gold pieces. I'm not gonna deal with silver or copper either. That's poor people
I was
shit.
gonna say she'll knock the silver off since you're buying so much.
Okay.
So 10 gold in total?
I'll give her 11 anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for supporting your local witch.
And then she will immediately hand off the frog. She'll be like, are you just gonna rub the poor bastard all over the pot? What are you gonna do with
Because no, the legs are great for a certain potion I'm gonna use. And the skin is great for another one. The tongues for a different potion. The eyes, those have a lot of different uses, so I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go for.
He had a life to live.
The intestines,
Yeah.
I could use for
He
a potion.
probably had a family.
I could use for a potion.
Children. Well, it doesn't mean any of this ever.
and you tell every time she interrupts, like, he does pause and he wants to, like, say something, but he knows she's fucking with him, but his brain wants to not, and he keeps going. And you can tell Belle can't tell that you're joking, and she's gonna be like, I
ethically sourced them.
I ethically sourced my ingredients. He was allowed to spawn before.
She's like, oh no, honey, everything you're doing is fine. I do whatever you want. You're doing fantastic, hun.
And then she's gonna be like, here, please, for being so generous, take this. And she's going to
Don't give me another frog.
She's going to pull out a charm that is a ball, like a ball cage made out of wood and twigs and sticks, and inside are several different flowers, like tiny flowers, with a few bits of, like, very tiny, probably, like, pebble-size little bits of gemstone, and then...
Wait, they're flower gemstones? Or flowers and gemstones?
Flowers with some tiny little gemstones,
Oh.
and then a mouse skull in it.
Oh.
And it's a little pendant, and she hands it to you, and she goes, take it, it'll protect you on your travels.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
And it is a common magic item that will give you a +2 to your armor class for the next 3 times you take damage from an attack. So, +2 armor class, and after you've been hit by a 2-hit roll 3 times, it breaks. What do you think? That sounds more fair, or would it sound...
I think that's cool.
I would say, or would it sound more fair that after it has helped you evade 3 attacks, it breaks?
Whatever is more cool for you. I don't really care. I think it's cool either way.
I'm just interested as a
I got
play.
a free magic item.
There you go, yeah.
We can do break after 3 hits. I think that's fine.
Alright, sweet.
Okay.
That's what you
Thank you. I think she really digs it. I think it's very... I think the mouse skull kind of creeps her out, but I think she likes the... Even if it isn't, like, high quality or, like, high class, I think she still does appreciate, like, craftsmanship in general. I think she does appreciate work that's put into things.
So is it not... Wynn doesn't just want the golden, the silver, and the shiny.
No,
she wants
does.
The best.
She does, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But it's not like she's disgusted by...
It is price mainly, but it is quality very much is also pretty close there too.
Yeah.
She's not going to be like, here's 10,000 gold for your street side painting that you made out of human feces and sewer garbage.
Yeah.
That just because it's expensive doesn't
Yeah.
make her want it. But if it's high craftsmanship, she might want it. If it's expensive and okay, she wants it. If it's expensive and good craftsmanship, she's like, give it to me now.
Yeah.
Which is why she really
That's
wanted
the pipe I had to have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I feel like even if a kid came up and was like, look at what I made, she'd be like, great job.
Actually, speaking of that pipe, no, continue you first, and then if a kid came up.
She'd be like, good job, keep it up, you know? Like,
Okay.
I think she can just find...
To her,
I keep saying appreciation, but that is just the only word I can describe
it's more
it with.
value. She can find more value in things for more than just their direct material price.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You actually see the pipe salesman. His stall is empty, and you see him come in riding a horse made of smoke.
Whoa!
And he trots on in, and he hops off, and he takes a puff from his pipe and blows at the horse, and the horse just disappears into smoke. And then he unloads, or actually no, he'll take another hit from his or he'll take another puff from his pipe, and
this
he's
guy just smokes his life's problems
You're
away.
gonna see 3 gorillas made out of smoke just appear, and they start offloading his supplies and start setting up his shop for him.
Wynn will say jokingly from like where she is in the market, "I was never offered that pipe."
You're gonna hear him laugh, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, I just didn't think anyone here would have the pockets deep enough to afford it. I'm so. Would you like to come see?"
Maybe when my pockets are deep enough.
He's gonna laugh. He's like, "Well, enjoy yours, of course."
And then she'll thank the witch. She'll wave off to as she ends her conversation with the pipe guy, and then she'll listen to Malice talk about how this frog is useful and that he doesn't care about its family or children.
He's like, it's a frog. How sentient can it be?
They're very sentient. Haven't you ever heard their summer songs at night?
Yeah, the things that keep me up when I already can't sleep.
It's so soothing.
Enraging. Like your snoring last night. He says, He says, but is clearly joking when she looks at him.
She gets offended for a hot second, then she's like, "Oh, okay, it's a joke." And she's going to ask, like, is there a good time if I were to break into the mayor's house? That would be a good time.
Well, I pick some natural herbs and stuff that grow around there, usually about this time. So if I'm just sipping my coffee and grabbing some stuff, it works out. Basically said right now works.
Okay. So should I just break off then right now while he's...
Yes. Now what's the plan? I need to know the plan.
I want to go in through the back, because of course.
Okay.
And then I want to sneak around. God, what would a thief know? If someone were to hide something, of course the basement is always on the list. I think attic would be second, but why the fuck would you hide bodies in the attic?
Yeah, what kind of lower classman hides bodies in the attic?
Yeah, like, it's harder to push a body up than it is to push down. Plan is gonna be, first of all, make sure he's not there, then basement, then attic, and then I think his personal office, because if he's just being shifty because he has, like, some business deals that are, like, beneficial to him and to none of the people of the town, Wynn's gonna be like, "Oh, so he's just a mayor."
He's just a bureaucrat.
He's just a... no need to be staring at me funny like that. And then she'll be very mad as she somersaults out the window and makes her escape. But yeah, that'll...
percentage.
Okay.
Actually, roll me any dice, 50-50. If it's odd...
I feel like I have a better chance with a percent die.
So you can suck my dick. If it's odd... I'm gonna write it down just so I know.
And I'm gonna steal something if I see something expensive.
I'm just writing down what each one means so that way I don't feel biased.
Okay.
Go. You're determining something for me.
I got 23.
So that's odd?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. So Malaz goes and starts hanging around the front, picking stuff, acting his soul out. And you do you.
Okay. I would like to... I'm gonna go down this road. Perfect. I'm gonna go down this road, and as soon as I do turn this corner, I'd like to start sneaking.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Nat 20!
Alright. So, yeah, even though it's broad daylight...
That's why she wears the greens.
Okay, yeah, and you just sort of like... Yeah, his house is up on top of this, like, thick stone foundation, which is covered in leaves and vines and bushes, and you turn this corner and you just sort of, like, deftly fall into... like the Homer falling into the plant thing, but, like, in a serious way. You just sort of become one with the wall, and you let a few people pass by, and then, what are you doing?
I want to sneak into his back window. I want to make sure it's clear to sneak into this room first. I can deal with... I know I see this character model right here, and I'm going to hope that it's actually not right there. But...
Yeah, with your 20, you are able to get here. silently. I assume you're not in a rush. You're not being...
No.
So I'm not gonna make you do athletics. It's a craggy wall. Just take some time of you, like, handhold, moving up just a little bit, making sure no one's, like, around when you're moving.
Mm-hmm.
Handhold, pull up, foot, and you're, like, hanging on the wall a few feet up for a little bit, and, like, just slowly, ever so slowly, scaling until you get to this window. And what you see inside here, Christy, is exactly what's going on.
Fuck!
So you see you see a woman, you don't know who she is, working inside of the lovely house's kitchen. You see the mayor drinking his coffee and staring out the window. You definitely get... The map doesn't do it justice, but this is a very nice home.
Okay.
It is well maintained. You see fine high quality foods around. You see like trays of like fresh fruit to be like served at any time. You see the most bougie of all food, a giant wheel of cheese. Of course.
That's what I want to steal.
The great cheese heist. And you see stuff like that. You see he has like a keg full of his own ale. You see like a wine rack and stuff like that. Like it's
fancy.
It is nice, cozy living. He may not have the largest house for a mayor, but it is definitely a very comfortable lifestyle.
Okay. How relaxed is this guy looking? Is he looking mighty?
He looks
like he ain't moving anytime soon?
just as death stary as he did before.
Okay. Alright.
Actually, roll me percentage, and we'll see. We're gonna do another 50-50. We'll say...
Like even on 50-50?
Yes, unless you want it to be above 50, lower 50.
That's not a D4, that's a D.
What do you prefer? You could choose above 50, below 50, or odd, even 50.
Doesn't matter. I don't really care.
I'll
just always be excited if I roll under 50.
Alright, go ahead.
12. No. 72, which isn't even.
Okay. Yeah, you see he seems very... Even with how death stary he is, he seems very, like, nonchalant, non-panicked, like, in a rush. If he has any plans today, it doesn't seem like it's going to take him out of the house.
Ooh.
He gives you a very working in his pajamas vibe.
While outside this house, is there any way to get into the basement from the outside? You know how, like, they have those, like, emergency, like...
I would like you to roll me investigation.
Okay. I would also like to look for, you know how roofs have, like, a window, so that way, like, some of the heat can get out, but there's also, like, some sunlight going into the roof.
Like a skylight?
No, it's usually just a window that's open. Not, like, open, but, like, air vent
like
kind of thing.
How it is on this building right here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's just a room, ain't it?
No. This is a one-story building.
Well, I would like to look for both of those. I got another nat 20. Are you gonna be okay with this? I feel bad. I haven't gotten that. Even in the I got nat 1s.
They have an attic, but they don't have anything in it. What the developer has made on this. But with that nat 20, I'm actually gonna give you the power, Christy, because this map says that there is no basement. So I can take the time and build one.
I don't want you to do that.
Or this investigation check can reveal something else.
Ooh, can it reveal something else?
Okay. Is that what you would like?
It's
gonna reveal two things.
Well, I'm also whatever is easier for you, babe. Because if you want to just be like, get rid of this plot of land here and just have that be the faux basement, so that way it's just easier to do. Like, I'm fine with that. Whatever you thought of in your mind, just go for it, babe.
Well, originally
I just want to be a little faster.
I was like, oh, I forgot he has a basement, and then I was like, all right, time to see what the developer actually put in the basement. There is no basement.
There is no basement.
So that ruined it for both of us.
Yeah.
But no, what I'll say is you look inside and you see hanging from the wine rack. You see hanging off of a bottle is a necklace with a key. And then I'll also say you see on the table a book that looks very... No, not on the table. You'll see under like one of the big boxes, the apple crate boxes, you'll see a box that, with your eagle eye, you notice is too tall. That's not a normal apple crate size. And you'll notice there is a tiny gap between it and the floor, and you'll see a book hiding underneath that apple crate.
A book underneath the apple crate?
Yes.
Like, kind of keeping it, like, propped up?
No.
Or...
You can see the way the apple crate is made. It was made to be a little extra high, so you could slip something under it.
Oh. Where's the apple crate? It's just in his house. Though.
Yeah, we'll say the apple crate is here.
Okay.
And the key, we'll say this is the wine rack. And we'll say the
Okay.
key is hanging right here.
Ooh. I think I have to be home today.
I need you to answer me a question.
Yes.
How...
I might get kids involved.
I would say, how badly does Win really want this?
I don't know. Because part of me was thinking, and I've been thinking...
Is she yearning? Is she desiring for this?
I was thinking that I might have her be like the curiosity killed the cat type.
Okay.
But the knowledge it brought it back. But anyway, yeah, I've been thinking I want Win to be materialistic, but I also want her to be very curious.
But yeah, so does she really want this?
I think she does.
If you were to rate her want for this key in this
like
book,
a 1 out of 10.
which one does she want more?
If she knew what the key unlocked, the key would be top priority. But since she doesn't right now, I think it's the book.
Okay, there's a moment, and you just feel like...
You're gonna be like, it's his private porn collection.
You
She's
kind of
like,
feel
"Ow."
hungry for a minute.
I feel hungry?
Yeah. And then you see the book just slide out from under the apple crate, and then it floats up. It just floats out the window to you. And you hear, "Do I have to do everything my goddamn self?" in your ear.
She'll grab the book and she'll get female excited. And she'll be like, good morning.
And you're going to feel full now.
Full?
Yeah, you feel like that emptiness in your stomach vanishes, and you feel like you had a whole apple. Like you ate a whole apple.
Oh, okay. Alright. Very satisfying. And I am going to hide the book on my person. I want to see the cover of it real quick before I do put it away.
It is a plain black book with a basic, we'll say copper lock with a leather strap lock.
Fuck, that's what the key's for, isn't it? Is the key copper?
No.
Oh, okay.
The key seems to be made of, we're gonna say...
I don't need keys!
Like a silver.
I'm a thief! I'd be so fucking stupid if I picked the key. Oh my god. Alright, well,
but
I got the
also
right
with your
choice.
investigation check, you'll see that there is a copper key in the breast pocket of the mayor.
Ooh, too bad I don't need that. But it's just a black book?
Yep.
Okay. Can I snoop around the attic?
Yeah, you can climb up to the attic. Roll me another stealth check.
This is gonna be the one. No. No, it's a 24.
A 24?
A 24.
Oh my god, when you're like, no. I thought it was a 1. I was like, oh no. But yeah, with that stealth check, yeah, you make your way up. It's a little bit, it was going to be harder this time because you're no longer up against a green object. You're going, up a building.
Yeah.
But yeah, you managed to get up. The streets managed to be mostly clear, and you get up to the top floor.
Yes.
And are you just peeking in?
Optimally, I would like to go in, but if I'm like, I'm...
Peeking inside, you'll be able to make a decision. It looks like a pretty filled attic, but mostly all you can see is some kind of supplies. Seems like storage.
Ooh, but storage for a noble?
So you go inside?
Yes.
Okay, so you slip on inside, and you find a lot of very good, savable foods. You see bags of rice, you see some potatoes, you see a lot of that kind of stuff. You see stacks of blank paper, some vials of ink, you see some extra quills, none of them too fancy. You see, basically medieval office supplies.
That's boring.
And I think that's about it.
I'll be like, what a waste.
Sorry, Win, not everything's always exciting.
What a waste. And then she's gonna make sure that she has a good opportunity when she gets out that there's no one there.
Okay.
And then she will head back down.
Okay,
and
acrobatics.
This is gonna be the one. No, it is a 16.
Yep. And you swiftly scale down, hop off, do a little landing and such, and you are down. And there's no one to see you do that pose.
Good. And then she's gonna walk down the road. And
that's actually what Debo says. And there's no one to see you do that.
But you saw it. And then she's gonna
I thought I didn't exist. I thought I was a curse.
I can indulge my demons. And she's gonna walk down the road, and as she goes down the crosswalk and makes eye contact with Malice, she'll, like, beckon him to come, and she's just gonna head to his house.
Alright, he's gonna walk around this house, just be, like, not knowing how thieving works, he's trying to be extra cautious. And then he's gonna come home. And he's inside his rat apartment again. Ba-ba-da-ba!
What a nice change of scene. I think this is now a person that Wynn is going to make herself comfortable with, whether they are or not. So she's gonna get on his bed and sit on it, and then she's immediately going to start to open this book.
Okay. He's like, I'd rather you not do that in here, because what if it, like, explodes?
You've probably had that happen before. You've recovered. You've grown. And she keeps going to what she's doing. Okay, yeah. But, yeah, she just makes herself comfortable on his bed, gets started on lockpicking, because the cover doesn't say anything. So, there's no use in pondering that.
Okay. He's gonna, like, watch you for a hot second.
Watch my fingers go to work.
And then he's just gonna back away. He's gonna go take a seat on his one singular chair. And yeah, roll me a Thieves' Tools check.
Thieves' Tools? Wait, what proficiency do I add to that?
Do you have proficiency with Thieves' Tools check?
Yeah.
So it'll be 0.
Plus my proficiency bonus?
Plus proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay. It'd be a 20.
Okay. And with a 20, you take some time and eventually you pop the lock open.
I'm so good at this.
And now what do you do?
I dig in.
All right. And you open it up, and it's filled with a bunch of nonsense.
She'll get really excited when she starts reading it. She'll be like, finally. And she has a big wide smile, and then she'll start reading it, and her smile is slowly, like, disappearing and fading, and she's, like, looking disgusted now and very disappointed.
Roll me investigation.
5.
All right. You realize that what you're reading is
If I don't understand it, you can just
basically
say that.
a cipher. But all that you could really get from it is that it's like abbreviations, but it's abbreviations to things that you don't know. You don't know what each column is about, except for one, which is a date.
What's the date?
The dates...
You can say like a week from now, 2 weeks in the past.
I'll say all of the dates are in the past, and the most recent one was probably about 3 days ago.
She'll ask Malaz, what happened 3 days ago?
It's really like, woke up, had some breakfast, pondered burning the house down, what else? Sold some stuff in the market I made, came home, watched an alchemical process go on for several hours, so I didn't burn down my house, and then went to bed.
Like in the town, like any. I'm sure your life is fantastic.
Oh, no, okay. Well, nothing to my knowledge.
What was the other date from?
So the closest one was 3 days ago. The one before that, I'll say, is a week and a half ago.
Did anything happen a week and a half ago? Just a coincidence, of like, that's not normal, and you went back to being, because it wasn't in your way, but it was also kind of weird, that maybe a person went missing, or just, a child, just gone in thin air.
Are you insinuating something?
Well, apparently there's no basement for your mayor to put bodies in, but I didn't see anything in the attic either, so I guess we hide him somewhere.
He's gonna go, I have no clue. There was a meeting with several of the church, the high members of the different churches did some meetings all on that day. I think the tavern was having an event, and I don't keep up with missing people, so I don't know if someone may have gone missing that day.
Does Mallows act like the people in this town? Because you said the people in this town have like this false
No.
tranquility.
Again, like when you saw him, it just like this life has drained him and he's just exhausted. Perpetually exhausted.
So my plan is developing. I need to leave because this snake lady, I can smell her. She's close. She's coming
And
in.
she can smell you.
She can. I don't know if I should be turned on or scared.
Or both.
Or both. Oh no, that wouldn't work out. Well, did you say it was a week to get to the dungeon?
Did I make it that long?
Cause what I wanted to do.
We'll say 4 or 5 days.
Cause what I wanted to do. This was a week and a half ago. It has been 3 days since the last.
You know what? There is one for the future, and we'll say it is in another week.
But I still won't be able to make it back
Yeah.
in time.
Shame.
Okay.
Unless you want it to be when you can get back.
I would like to know what this is. I want to be here. I mean, I want to be Snoopy and when it happens. But like, if you don't want it to happen, that's fine. I guess I'll have Mallows take a look at the book. She'll be like, does this mean anything to you? Besides poor handwriting? Anything?
He's going to take the book and start looking it over, and
Oh, he has to roll. It's like I have to roll the dice in my brain. I didn't see the number.
21.
Oh shit.
He starts flipping through it and looking it over, and he's like, these are locations. And he shows you a column. He goes, these are coordinates for different locations in the town. These are dates. These are some kind of recorded data. I can't tell fully what it is. And then he has like an epiphany. He goes, no, I know exactly what this is. This is some kind of arcane reading. So it's the magic. He takes a minute and he pulls a few books off the shelves and he goes, they're readings on certain days where the level of magic in certain places in the town are as high as, well, they should be if a ley line was here.
Is the ley line real?
And he starts going,
I heard that was up for debate. Does this confirm it then?
he's like, I guess, but, and he starts flipping through the books and he goes all the way to the beginning of the book and he starts taking a look at the data there and he's like, so at the beginning he just seems to be taking recordings just all over the place and getting nothing. Then you can see he starts finding some of these, and then he starts seeing a pattern, and so he starts jumping to these, but he measures the same place the next day and it's gone. So there isn't a ley line here.
Is it moving?
If it was moving, the magic would be doing weird things all over the place, but
I mean, have you seen your town?
he's gonna be like, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Have you looked at the people here? They look like the only
I spend
feeling.
most of my time indoors.
They're weird. The second you step in here, it's uncomfortably comfortable.
He's gonna be like,
It's artificially tranquil.
he thinks for a minute, and he's like, Sala, Bell, and most of the church members, and I don't have a name for him, but the smoke salesman, he's gonna be like, they all seem fine.
Did they seem fine?
To you, even to you, yeah, those members I just pointed out all seem fine, but everyone else has that. Even a large chunk of the church people all seem like to have that air of like perfect tranquility.
She's like, but everyone else seems like they're not even real. You know? Like, I probably could push one over and they'd say thank you.
That's just a kink sometimes.
But 3/4 of a town? That can't be a
You know,
coincidence.
kinks are apparently genetic, so.
Like, it can't be just a coincidence. I've been to towns. I've been to a lot of towns. Stolen from a lot of towns. And there has not been one that I have ever gone to that feels like this one.
I feel like they would like that as a slogan here. Like, just put that on a billboard. I've never been to a town that feels like this. Lovely vacation destination. Maybe that'll put us back on the map. But I guess I could see where you're right. I have no clue why, but I mean, getting ley line readings. So he's found a pattern. That's why we have some future dates. It's where he's gotten onto a pattern long enough that he's starting to predict where this spike is going to appear. It says
Not
this one that's
it's sacrificing, but
perhaps, but he's gonna say. I said there's one in a week. We'll say there's one in a week and there's one in 10 days. And he's gonna say the one in a week is said to appear not too far from our little shack. It should hit the wall of the town, not too far from where we are. And then the one after that says it should be in the town square, like in the market center. I'm gonna keep changing accents because fuck you.
That'll be fun. Well, and what's wrong with your churches? Why do you have 3 churches? What the fuck is wrong with them?
Why are you talking to me like it's my fault?
What is wrong with your town? You've been here for 15 years.
He's gonna be like, look, I stay indoors a lot. I told you this.
She'll be like, well, your town is too curious. It makes me too curious. But I best be on my way. She will...
Then you hear an ominous, yes, you should be, as the mayor comes up.
Imagine. Wynn was so excited that the book was coming to her that she didn't even notice the mayor staring at it the whole time. And she was like, book! She's like, I need to get going because there is a very big snake lady that's probably on my tail and a very angry girlfriend that's probably right behind her. So, I'll keep the book, just so that they don't hang you on a stick and burn you. I'll keep that evidence with me.
Like, I appreciate that. Thank you.
If a big snake woman and a big human woman do come to your doorstep, you never saw me.
If anyone comes to my doorstep, I never saw you. Trust me, I know dealing with Falcon. I know the rules.
You'll tell me the story. You'll tell me the story one day.
I will not without drink and payment.
You got your toad. And she's gonna go ahead and give him a kiss on the cheek and a hug. And she'll be like, that's also a forward payment for when I come back to open the box. So don't ask me for anything else.
He's gonna be like opening a demon box.
Wish me luck. Goodbye.
And she's walking out. He's still yelling, it's not worth the price.
And then she'll be on her way to go
Die.
potentially
Die. Is it time to...
Okay, if that's what you want to do, Alfred.
Alright. So, you have your candy, and for anyone who gives a shit, we don't here at Daniel DMing Incorporated, we don't care about rations or how many arrows you have,
Yeah,
because
that's
my
not
players don't like that.
That's not fun.
So you packed up all the stuff.
Unless I wanted to play Oregon Trail, but that would be me. I would just
Anyways.
play Oregon Trail, yeah, and die of dysentery or breaking my foot.
But yeah, so with your dysentery, you pack up all your stuff and you make your way out.
Yeah.
And you start heading, I think I said north?
Sure.
Oh god.
It's not really important to me if it's not important to you.
To me mentally, I like to keep some kind of consistency so later on I can like think about it. We'll set the canon here because Eleanor and your orphan village are both on the coast.
Okay.
Are we on a eastern, western, southern, northern coast? So more likely east or west coast.
Say West Coast.
We're on a west
we're
coast.
west.
Okay, so that means we'd be facing that way. So I'm gonna say this is a northeastern temple. So you're having to head northeast. Alright, so we have water, then we have Eleanor, and then we have shit, storm, orphan, town. And we'll say Belford is a little south-north. Bellhaven. And then
northeast is where you're supposed to find the forest temple.
How would you describe Eleanor? I'm just writing down my notes.
Gay and does crime.
The town?
Oh, fuck, my bad. Sorry.
How would I describe it?
I'm gonna say Eleanor definitely is this higher class, like, imagine if a bunch of nobles and, like, high mid-class people from another city were like,
we want to make a town.
fuck this city, there's too many pores here, and then move to make their own very nice, fancy city.
Okay.
And so the entire city is, like, reverse the population of most of other places. Mostly it's a lot of poor people, then combined majority of low and, like, normal mid-class people, and then some high middle, and then a small amount of low class, or high class.
Uh-huh.
In this place it is a majority high middle class, still a smaller high class, but bigger than other places. The lower middle class is pretty
Slim.
small, and then the poor is probably like...
Well hidden at the very least.
I was going to say, yeah, probably. They live mostly outside, like just outside the town, working sort of like farmland and whatnot.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it's very like, very seaside, like, beach house kind of vibe. Like, all the houses, most of the houses are made out of, like, white limestones and stuff, so that way the city's this, like, bright, beautiful town on the side of the ocean, and everything's, like, it has that bright, like you think about, like a Brazil or a Venice or, like, the places that are built near water, and they're, like, these beautiful, picturesque kind of locations. They always have, like, white stone and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of the energy that place gives off.
Okay. Aw, how pretty.
So, you start heading northeast.
Do I have to write that down? Or
No.
okay. I start heading northeast.
Yes. So you start heading northeast, and you die of dysentery.
Not again!
Time to restart. No, but you start heading out, and what's Wynn's experience with actually going town to town? Does she normally go by herself? Does she normally, like, scam some people into going with her?
No, she always goes by herself, because I like her to try and keep the name thing up. Like, this town, I am Elena. This town, I am Desiree. This town, I am... What's her?
So per town, you change name.
Yes.
So if you were to travel with people, then that would complicate it,
Yeah.
because people jumping between towns will give you different names and kind of deals like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just easier to go by yourself and just have, like, a whole different identity, you know?
Right. So as you're walking through the woods, you start walking through the woods, and I'm going to say we're at a time skip. It's going to be day 2 of your 5-day walk.
Okay.
It's been pretty uneventful, boring, some might say, but for someone who potentially has a snake woman coming to kill her, boring is good.
This is very well. How boring can it be with Demos? What happens on trips like these?
Are you still talking to him when you think of things, or are you just kind of quiet as you don't have too much to focus on?
I think since Wynn is alone a lot of the time, actually, when she's not in a town, because she does have to make trips like this, I think she just takes in the tranquility. I think she just takes in the peacefulness. She also uses it as, like, a way to be like, that's not a safe space to walk, because that looks like a bear would be there. But, through that knowledge. But with that, she just takes it as, like, a peaceful moment.
Alright. And as you're walking through this peaceful and tranquil place, you see this stone in your trail. And on top of said stone,
Are worms?
you see
Roots.
a cat.
Oh,
And as you see it, when you first saw it, like, the shade of the tree above it was over, and it was a perfectly black cat.
Uh-huh.
And then the tree shifted, and as light beams and rays come through, its fur reflects silver.
Whoa.
And just sitting there. You see it's like kind of like batting at something a little bit, and then you make the noise and it just turns and.
What do you? She'll get down low, like how you would approach cats. What are you doing out here?
How far are you from it? Are you where Win is, or are you gonna?
I'll say I'm right here. A good distance. Alright.
I want to measure this out so I can act like a cat. Alright, 25 feet ish, 30 feet. Okay, so you're.
Do cats like rations? Here, she'll take out a ration.
It's just gonna stay where it is and sort of like clearly be uninterested in the ration. It's gonna kind of like lick itself a little bit.
I don't have anything else other than this. She'll try to take a few more steps forward. Is that?
And then it's going to hop off of its rock and.
No.
Just a little bit. Like as you do that, as you try to get a few steps closer, it gets a few steps away. It is maintaining COVID safe distance from you.
COVID's over. Take this fucking crap. I don't have fish.
Are you okay with Win being a little clumsy if you really want to interact with this cat?
I don't want to chase after it, you know? She doesn't want to freak the cat out.
Roll me percentage. And I'm going to say if you roll below a 20, Win's going to get lucky.
That would never happen. 13.
Okay. Win's like looking through her bag for some other stuff and like to try and tempt this cat with. And you're going to drop your because you have your main coin pouch on your inner thigh, but you have a secondary one, and a few coins fall and spill out, and you see as the coins kind of the cat like looks at them.
Do you like coins? I like coins too. Do you like coins?
It is gonna take a few steps closer, step, and then it's just gonna kind of watch.
She'll take the coins and, like, you know, when you have a pile of coins, you just ring, ring, ring.
And he's gonna take another step closer. And he's just mostly like watching the coins, and every time you like click them together, his ears kind of like flick, but like he clearly is like enjoying it. Just like
she'll make a pile of like 10 gold coins, and she'll kind of like take a little step back, but like a step enough that she can still like make the noise and still pick them up and drop them and like.
You'll take another step closer.
Aw, you're my kind of cat.
And then like you see the cat is unwilling to get any closer to you or the pile of gold as of right now. Like you've set a small pile and you're clinking it, but even then it's like. Oh.
I want to reenact that meme. I want to be like, you know, the meme where the guy has the coin on his hand and then he flips it like. And she's like, "Can you do that?"
Trying to teach the cat how to do the trick.
Yeah, I've seen cats do this before. You can be quick like that.
Roll me performance. Well, persuasion, I guess, is more what this is.
This is stupid fuck. Ooh.
Oh, and she
8. No, 10. So 5 plus 5.
Alright, with a 10, I'm gonna say the cat like reaches out, and like it doesn't do the trick, but it like breaks a few of the coins closer to it, so it doesn't have to be as close to Win, and it like starts like patting the coin, and like it like while pawing it, you see it kind of like flips the coins over here and there, and he's just like you see it start mushing one coin, like making biscuits on the coin and stuff. Like you see it likes it like money.
It like money.
And then you see it like start rubbing on them, like as like cats do if you put catnip on the floor. And you hear purring coming from it, and when you hear it purr, it's weird because you hear normal cat purring, and it also sounds like if there were like 4 or 5 bags or like coin purses being jingled. Also,
she'll feel for her coin purse.
Your coin purse is fine.
My coin
It's
purse
there.
is fine. Why do you sound like a bag of coins?
Then I look at you, and
Why do cats don't sound like
I imagine you get the vibe of like
Oh no.
the vibe of like, don't ruin this for me. And it just like goes back to like playing with the coins and like. And
her initial pile, can she like keep tossing them over to the cat so that her initial pile
is all over to it. Yeah,
all to the cat.
Eventually, it has this small pile, and I'm gonna say the cat is literally like maybe a hand too far to pet, and it like scoops him into a little pile, and it's like laying on him, and it's like rolling in the coins, and then it's like batting them, and like if a coin ever rolls too far, it like does like pounce and grab, and like it brings it back to its little pile. And it's like, it's just playing in your...
Wait, is like, this is fantastic. This is... Can she, with one more coin, can she, like, try and get closer to put it in the pile and then go for a pet?
Roll me sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand on the cat.
You have an inspiration point if this is that big to you.
It's a 9.
You have an inspiration point if it's that big to you.
It's now a 21.
Okay, and with the 21, yeah, you manage to very quietly, like, get a little bit closer, and you add a few extra coins to the pile, and at the same time, you get to stroke its fur, and it is the softest, silkiest cat you have ever felt, and it's just so soft, so, like, it feels like a domestic house cat level of, like, soft.
So
and
how did you end up here? This is the middle of the woods, darling.
And you see the cat, like, it doesn't super mind you petting it. It's, like, going back, like, it's like
coins.
Coins.
Butterscotch would do that with money.
Really?
I had a stack of, it was, like, 21s. I don't know. I think I got it. It was when I was working with my mom at the nail shop, so I had a lot of cash on me all the time. And I remember Butterscotch, like sniffing these bills. And I'm like, do you like the money? And I would just, like, make it rain on her. And then she would roll around, like, on the money and just, like, rub herself all over it.
She was getting a mild high from all the cocaine on the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this cat just starts just having a great time in this little pile of money.
I think Wynn would watch it for a good, like, 15 minutes before she was like, okay, I need to get my money back.
Before you do, you hear, like, you see it sit up, and it, like, looks back to the rock that it was supposed to be dealing with, and it's actually going to, like, grab a few coins from the pile, and it's going to run over to this rock. And the energy you get from it is, like, if you want your money back, you're gonna have to help me.
I have to help you? I guess I'll take
it has like a pile of 5 gold coins.
I guess I'll take the rest of the coins and be like, over here?
And then you see it, like, it takes its head and it, like, bonks the rock.
I usually don't.
And it, like, smacks the rock with its paw.
On the
smack.
On top of the rock? Is that?
It
What does it do with the coins in its mouth?
Well, you get the energy that it's, like, holding them hostage. You don't get these coins back until you help the cat.
Oh. I'll put the other coins back.
And the cat's, like, smacking the rock side and, like...
She'll smack the rock, too? Do you want me to... She'll lift it.
It's a pretty heavy rock, so I'd usually roll me an athletics check. Beat a 10. Like, beat an 8.
I'm listening to a cat. 18.
Yeah, you hit and you lift it, and you hear like a cash register, cha-ching, kind of sound effect, and a squeak, and a golden mouse leaps out, and the cat just
get it,
and it just pounces on it, and you hear
good girl. Oh,
and then
lunch,
and they're just holding this.
That's why it sounds like a little sack of coins. It's full of coin mice.
And it's just holding the mouse, and then it, like, nudges the gold coins back to you.
Thank you for giving me my money back.
And it's going to hold one back from you, though. And it's going to put another paw on top of its first. It's gonna, like,
do the trick.
It's gonna start,
do
like,
the trick. Oh.
Oh no, no! It's gonna, like, put its paw down to offer to do the trick and do it.
Put the coin on top of its paw.
And it's gonna do it wrong, and leave its paw there for you to try again.
It's okay. It's okay.
It does it.
Good job.
And then it's gonna, like, mush it for a minute, and then it's gonna back off. You're gonna see your gold coin has become it's no longer the normal currency, like, on it. It is a cat paw print.
Oh, I don't think I can spend that now.
And
Thank you.
As you pick it up, you get a tingle in your fingers.
Oh, this...
Of something magic-y.
What did you do to this coin, little fella?
And then the cat's just going to run off.
Oh, goodbye.
With his gold mouse.
Oh, cute little cat. Lunch.
And then you see a copper dog run after him.
No! No!
I'm just kidding about that part. Or am I? But yeah, that is what you see on your woods, in the woods while you're off.
Golden cat
You do also lose 1 gold, though.
That's fine. Well, that was 20 minutes well used.
And then you're going to hear that chorus of voices be like, yeah, 20 minutes closer to a giant snake woman killing us.
And I wouldn't want to spend that 20 minutes any other way. Good morning. Nice to hear your voice. You know, I always think, it's like when I'm like, maybe it was, just a think. You made me say that because you said that, so I said it out loud, so now I sound stupid. But maybe it was just a curse, And then there you are, right back, proving me wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep going on with my day now.
Whatever. Curse. Goodbye. That is day, I said 2?
Yeah.
And then we'll jump to day 4.
Okay.
And on day 4, you are walking through the woods and...
It'd be awful if my curse started talking to me again.
Yeah, that would be a pretty shitty experience now, wouldn't it?
There he is. Good morning.
Oh,
Good
look
morning.
at me. I think I'm magic because I can talk to something that's there. Oh, funny, huh? Isn't it wild?
It's a curse that you have such a sour attitude.
Such a curse that you take an hour to prepare to look good for a forest every morning?
You never know what kind of dryads I might run into.
You gonna fuck a tree? Okay, I guess. Let's play What's Gonna Kill Christy? Roll me perception check. Now.
Yes, sir. Ah! You can't keep getting away with this. It's an 8.
Fun side of the monster manual. There's not a good stand-in for this thing I need to put in, so as you come in...
Oh no, not a statue in the middle of the forest.
You find 3 statues.
Oh, not 3!
Yeah, you find 3 statues in the middle of the forest, and as you come upon it, you find a marble pillar between them 3.
Time to stand on it.
Is that what Wood does?
She has an urge.
Did she yearn?
She thinks about it.
And
she's like, I could totally climb that and just stand there.
Well, what I will say is...
Bad things might happen, though.
Atop it sits a dagger.
I don't like that. Are you awake? I don't like that.
Ah, yes, 3 ominous statues in the middle of the woods! I totally like that, yes, just because you think I'm a curse thinks that I would like that now, huh? Stereotypes hurt.
Do I pick it up? What if I swat it with a stick? Then it would curse the stick, not me, right?
I don't think so. What if you have 2 sticks and you just hold it?
Like chopsticks.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I step into this Bermuda Triangle, do I feel any different?
Do you feel any different?
Yeah, do I get like a you shouldn't be here? Ooh, what do these statues say?
There's no actual text on them. They are just statues.
What are they statues of?
People.
Okay, so
you'll see one is like the statue of a male figure. It seems like they've been weathered, so a lot of the detail of them is gone, but one of them just has their hand over their face. Another one is sort of like a hand in the crook of their own elbow, like sort of
pondering.
Thinking man. But not fully, not like knelt down, like
yeah.
But like, hand on the chin, kind of maybe even finger up on nose.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the nose is kind of pushed up.
Okay.
Like they're not afraid to look stupid. They are just thinking.
Yeah. That's how you know they're really deep in thought.
And you'll see that the other one is in like a very boastful walking forward motion.
Okay. Does the forest look the same? Is the forest any different?
Yeah. It's fine.
It's completely fine.
Yeah.
The only thing that's out of place is just these 3 statues in a triangle formation
around a marble pedestal.
Around a marble pedestal. That's the only thing different.
Yes.
Okay.
Just your normal statues and marble pillars
just in the middle
woods.
of the forest.
I would say in a fantasy setting that's not the most ridiculous thing to hear. Is it still unsettling? Probably.
So one is thinking. Oh, one's in a. And there's no text on them at all?
No.
Is there anything in the middle? Not even the middle it says anything?
No. Do you get up to the middle?
I think Win will be a little bit of a monkey and she'll climb on top. Unless, is this like her level or is it tall?
It's like chest level.
What does the dagger look like? You said dagger, right? Or
Yes, it is a knife.
what does it look like?
Perception check. And more importantly, I would also like a roll for initiative. Bum, ba, da, ba.
Oh god. Are you gonna make me fight the
As
statues?
the statues come to life. I just need to get that cool ability to do that thing that they allow me to do. That
My
I forgot.
perception check is a 21, if that matters right now.
Yeah, so that 21 is going to keep you from being surprised, but mostly when you take a look at the dagger, it is a stone blade dagger.
Uh-huh.
The blade is made of the same marble that the pillar it sits on is. The hilt is this, like, black granite,
Uh-huh.
and then the handle is like a sword, like, you know, like, how do I describe it? It's as if they took, you know how people make wood look like it intertwines with itself?
Yes.
Imagine the same thing, but made out of, like, my grandma's granite countertop.
Okay.
And it's just like a fully stone dagger from blade to hilt.
Okay. Wait, but is it like one whole piece just molded into...
I'm gonna say with the 21, you can tell that it is a full dagger. Like, if you pick it up, it is one full dagger. Is it made out of one piece? I don't know if you could tell that without, like, either knowing stone stuff or without magically inspecting this.
Ooh.
But yeah, time for combat.
Like, this is why you were supposed to tell me no! We moved past the statues and your burning curiosity, and we continue with what we're doing.
Yes, so let me roll for their initiative. Yep, so their initiatives... I'm gonna ask this question like I asked before. Does Wynn get, like, nervous or, like, when she gets ready to fight, does she get that adrenaline like people most often would?
I want to say she gets excited. I think she gets
Okay.
excited, but I don't want to say that because the last time we had a fight, she missed each time.
And as
I don't
you
think she
get
landed a single hit.
As you get excited, out of your gemstone
necklace, it, like, shatters open, closes, and behind you in a puff of, like, black, inky, and, like, with purple accent smoke comes your little
Well,
gem
good
knight.
morning to you too. We got everyone here.
And then, don't forget to roll initiative for him twice as well. Him, her, it.
Ah!
There you
Oh no,
go.
that's a 7. I thought that was a 1.
Win.
Win is 13.
Demos.
14.
Knight.
3.
Knight.
16.
Okay. Alright, up first is the knight.
Robot?
Your crystal knight, yes. Robit.
He's gonna go over to the closest target,
Okay.
and he's just gonna start wailing.
he simply smack
He has one purpose in life, and that is to hit.
to swing on him.
To swing on him. We'll do bludgeoning. I feel like statues and bludgeoning makes the most sense. And that fucking 20. That is the third one! I've had 3 or 4. Has it been? No, it's been 3, right?
Yes, you did a 20 stealth, a 20 invest, and now a 20
Oh
on your knight.
my
So
stars!
your knight comes out.
And he's ready.
Is he sword hand or is he axe hand?
A hammer.
Oh right, it's an axe and a hammer.
Yeah.
Pulls out the hammer, just goes, ooh, and just brings it down. You hear like the crystals like clanking, and as he like raises it, you hear like his whole body kind of like hum with a vibe. Ooh, and it comes down with a slam. And now, roll me your damage.
Where's my 8? There it is. 5 plus 3 equals a number that I can. 3, 8. That's the number. And then is it doubled, or do I just roll again?
You
I don't know.
double dice.
Okay,
you
so 10. So 13.
then add only 1 the modifier.
So 13.
13 in total?
Yeah.
Okay, and with one single swing, just hits the head, and the hammer just keeps going and going and going until it slams into the floor. And
just
the
demolish
statue
it?
is dust.
Oh, Win is like, this is gonna be a good day.
Alrighty. Now what do you do? Is that the end of Robit's turn?
We'll make it the end of his turn for now.
Were you gonna make them action surge?
I was gonna make them action surge, but well, I never know, Daniel. You could be throwing something else at me.
So I'll explain my thought after this, and I want to make sure you agree with this because we haven't talked about it before. But yeah, is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. It is now one of the statue's turns. And
How do they move?
why do they?
How?
You see, they just animate, and you.
Do they look like people moving, or are they like robot? They're heavy.
They move. They move very human-like, as if you were weighing down a human very heavily. Like, imagine if you put a very untrained person in armor, and also had them have to walk through mud. They're like slosh, slosh, slosh,
Okay.
slosh. Like they're walking as if there's an immense amount of weight on top of them. And they're gonna come up to Win, and they're going to.
Hey, it doesn't have that into violence. It doesn't. It
slash
doesn't.
you. And they're going to miss with an 8. So they just miss you completely. And that is its turn.
You could be a lover, not a fighter.
After it is his friend. I did roll for them separately. They both did just roll the same.
You too.
Does a 12 hit?
It doesn't. I have a 14 armor class.
With your +2 also? From your
No,
charm?
that my armor class is just 14.
Okay, so you have a 16 armor class right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so he comes in and swipe and misses.
Whoop.
And now it is Demos' turn.
Demos. I completely forgot about him. I'm like, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. What's the weight limit on catapult?
10 pounds.
1 to 5 pounds.
Were you gonna try to throw them?
Yes.
No. It also says it can't be a person because it has to be an object. And
These aren't people.
They are considered creatures according to D&D. So, Sugma. You can catapult something into them and it does bludgeoning damage if you think bludgeoning damage is the way to go.
We'll do poison spray for now.
Okay.
We'll say, because it can.
So they roll to save?
Yeah, but would it get both of them if I poison spray from Wynn's location right here? Since they're both.
I don't know. Read me poison spray.
Poison spray. It's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, we'll say it works.
10-foot cone.
Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you for convenience. I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, they have to roll
you'll
Constitution.
Okay.
I shouldn't do that against the rock people.
So you get
Yeah, we'll just do it.
You get this energy. You're like, throw poison or something, and then Demos throws poison or something, and
Okay.
but then nothing happens.
Because they're fucking rocks. Okay.
They are immune to poison.
Okay. Next time we'll use a spell point, but lesson learned.
A spell point?
Because poison spray's a cantrip.
But what is to twin spell?
No, I said next time we'll use a. So if I can burning hands them instead.
Oh,
because
like an
it'll
actual
cost a
leveled
spell
spell.
point. Yeah.
Okay. That's not a spell point, my love. We don't do spell points. You don't do
Shut
spell
up,
points.
bitch.
If you want to do spell points, we can.
Shut up, bitch. That'll be his turn.
Why is it mean to me? Alright, it is now Wynn's turn.
Wynn is going to go ahead and. Is it an action to pick up?
Like to grab a weapon?
Yes.
Technically yes, but you get one free action, so that would count.
Can I use my free action to pick up?
The stone dagger?
Yeah.
Yes. Just letting you know, that means you won't be able to draw another weapon.
That's okay.
Make it sure. Okay. So you pick up the stone dagger.
Yeah.
Alright, you pick it up, and you turn to stone, and you die. And that is the end of the campaign, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Stay tuned for the next duet. No,
Wow,
I'm just
that
kidding.
was crazy.
You pick
I
it up.
had fun. Anyway, I'll give this session like an 8 out of 10. It ended really quickly.
Yeah, you pick up the dagger, and it's very cold in your hands. You know, very cool, made of stone. Very heavy, very hefty. But as you pick it up, you notice that it is no less sharp than any blade you've held before. Just sort of the way it swishes through the air when you like first pick it up. You're like, oh, I'm not about to hit someone with rock. This is a knife. This is an actual legit blade that could stab someone.
Okay. She's gonna go ahead and take a swing at the one that is immediately in front of her.
Alright, now roll me to hit.
18.
Alright, with an 18, it's actually a 19.
It's a +1 dagger?
And you take it and you swing and you stab it. Now technically you can't opportunity attack, or you can't sneak attack.
Because I have Robit right next to me?
Well, no, because Robit's not next to them, and they have another enemy within 5 feet of you. Because your swashbuckler only works if it's just you
It's just...
and the enemy.
I thought if it worked if it was also an enemy.
Read it out loud.
You don't need advantage on the attack roll to use your sneak attack against a creature if you are within 5... No other creatures. Ugh! Okay. No, that's fine.
If you want to take an opportunity attack to, like, step here.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
But I will go ahead and
Deal your damage?
Roll the damage for it.
Wait, no.
What?
Optimally, you could bonus action disengage, step here, and then stab. And then that would give you sneak attack.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay.
I forget that I can do rogue things.
You can do
I've only played fighters, Daniel.
I swing on him, that's all I know.
I swing on him, but wouldn't it count if he's...
He's not within 5 feet of them.
Okay.
If he was on this square, can you see my marker?
Yeah.
If they were on this square or this square, it would count.
Okay, so I will move just out of his friend's range, and so I got that 18. I rolled a 3, so it would be +3, so 6, and then I add a d6, right? Isn't that what sneak attack is?
Sneak attack should be 2d6 at this level, I believe.
2d6.
Look at your sneak attack first.
I did. It says 2d6.
Oh, okay. There you go.
1, 5, so 11 damage.
Plus the additional 1 from your dagger.
12 damage.
There you go. And now you also find out another property of this weapon, which is, as you're swinging it, you get to choose blade or the heavy hilt.
Okay.
So it's a slashing or bludgeoning weapon.
Oh.
What do you want?
I think bludgeoning would be the smartest thing to...
Don't! You crack him with the back of your hilt, and you smash it, and you said 19? Or how much?
12.
12? Yeah, you crack it on, like, what would be the temple, and just a crack travels from that hit all the way down, and it just crumbles into
To his
bits.
leggies. Get folded like an omelet.
Yes, sir. And it is dead.
How nifty. That's my turn.
Alright, and now after that, it is the dead. So it's not their turn. It is now Robit Part 2.
You know what he's gonna do.
Oh, no.
Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Wait, what did you roll to hit? A 19?
I had 19.
Okay, yeah,
we're
we're
good.
good. Never mind.
Oh, God, that didn't even get into the tray.
Please be like a 2. Please be like a 2. They haven't had a chance to do anything.
It's actually a 2. It would be 7 in total, but I'm going to assume that being made of rock.
Yes, miss.
And is that Robit's turn? And then this
He's very simple-minded. He has to express emotions right there and then to, like...
it's Robit Part 2. He gets his turn again.
Second win! It's a 3. he's so sad. He's really upset.
He doesn't even swing, he just...
Alright, my turn?
Yeah.
He's gonna...
Oh, God, no, stop. Take advantage of his sadness. Don't come near me.
No, it doesn't hit!
A 16?
A 12.
Do you want it to hit? Do you
No,
want something
no.
cool to happen?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, 12 misses. And he's... Nyeh.
Ah!
And that's his turn.
Back, woman!
Yeah,
Back!
Back! It is now Demos' turn.
This is like, ugh. What the fuck is going on? It would be Demos and then win, right?
Correct.
I don't think he wants to waste the
spell.
spell.
You can always have him wait his turn after Win, so that way if Win doesn't kill him, then Demos does a spell.
Yeah, can I go ahead and do that? Okay, yeah. I'll have
Demos is like, you got this. It's one guy.
It's
one guy, and you have this knight.
and
How
the
hard
other,
can it
the
be?
other two turn to dust. You know, I gotta save my
you
energy.
can't see it, but your shadow like does like a reclining sit. And he's just watching. She's got this.
I don't need the calories.
It's easy.
I'm gonna go ahead and have a win roll, and that is a 14.
14.
15 actually.
That's a miss.
15's a miss.
Yes.
Okay.
Their AC is a 17, which hasn't mattered because you got a 20 and a 19.
She's gonna be like, oop, and I'm gonna disengage.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 behind this tree.
You have a 35-foot move?
I have a 40-foot movement speed.
Holy shit, okay.
I have the mobile.
Oh, fuck you. I forgot about that.
Behind the tree. There we go. And as she's running, she's like, "You can do it, big guy! I believe in you! You can do it next time!" And behind the tree.
And now it's Demos' turn.
Demos can... Actually, I kind of forgot that I need him. Can we say I'm right here, actually?
Yeah, that works.
Like, right here, but I can't. It won't let me.
Yeah, that works. You're good.
And then he'll firebolt.
Okay.
Ooh, will they take damage from that? We'll learn. He'll go ahead and firebolt.
Gotcha.
It's a 10.
That's a miss.
Okay, alright. We're not feeling it right now. Apparently this is the round where...
Everything goes to shit.
Wynn got really disappointed seeing this maybe sentient, not sentient thing be sad about failure. You know, that's really... It really hurt her, and Demon's sucking up her emotions, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't want this, not this."
Oh, why can't you? What happened? Horny was fine. Devious was good. Conniving, oh, delicious. Why this?
Why are we sad? I don't want to be sad.
All right, and now it is the robot's turn again.
He's gonna try again, Daniel. Oh no.
All right, and then it's his turn again.
16?
That's a miss.
Daniel, her heart can't take it.
Woo.
Okay.
It's gonna attack your robot now.
No, he's too sad. He's in such a vulnerable state. No, are we just missing?
It's a 7 hit.
No.
And then just he like very sadly just backs takes a step back and the swing just misses him.
This is one day we'll. Oh, he's on the run.
This is awful.
We'll hit something eventually. Is it when
You guys killed 2 of them in
Instantly.
the first round instantly.
Yeah.
And then just can't hit either this one for the save.
We lost the rhythm. We
I
lost
can't
the beat.
believe this. All right, Demos.
I guess he'll firebolt again. Oh! It's a 17 this time.
All right, that hits.
That hits?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
That's win. Do they have to beat a dex? No. Yeah, he just takes 1d10 fire damage, if that's something that this thing takes.
1d10.
6 fire damage.
Alrighty. And you just a firebolt just blasts over your shoulder and smashes into this statue, and you see it get charred and seared, and you see a little bit of its stony figure like get a little melty.
Oh. Wynn's like, that's like a funny magic trick, you know, when they pull the coin out of your ear, except it's like you make the firebolt fly.
Yeah, is it crazy how a curse is just throwing fire? Yeah, that's so funny,
really,
huh?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, wizards these days, magic.
She was a witch, but okay.
Tomato, tomato.
I'm alright.
Well, I'll start with W's.
I'm telling Belle if we get back in town.
I'd like to see you talk to anybody, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to see you talk to anybody. Alright, I'll ruin the next time you and Mr. Demon Boy want to get it on, alright? We'll see how that goes.
Oh, you saw that.
Yeah, you can't see him, but you get the sense of like an eye roll of like, alright, whatever.
Wynn's turn now?
Yes.
Roll
After
hit.
her argument with Demos.
It'll be a 21.
That's a hit. Wait, what is she doing?
Oh fuck! I'll move first. I'll move. You're right. I'll move. I have enough movement speed to get back. I just backed up, and then I'll hit.
All right. What would you like better, hitting him with the hilt for the bludgeoning damage, or would you like the blade to turn into like just a a shaft of marble that.
Well,
you
what I was thinking that you were just gonna say since it's stone and they're stone, it's still bludgeoning, but since it's made of what they're made of, it cuts through them the same. That's how I thought you were gonna do it.
No. Just because, how am I gonna explain it doing bludgeoning to other things? That's why I was trying to make it the hilt.
That's the magic. That's the magic of it.
Alright, no, I like that. Okay, the blade can do bludgeoning. We'll just say the blade can do bludgeoning. It can choose to just not be sharp or just bonk.
Yeah.
Alright.
But, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So plus 3, 5, and then oh no, I don't get 2d6 because he's right.
It's sneak attack because you have Robot there.
So I have my 2d6. 6! And a 5. So 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
And yeah, you like take your knife and you go for like a plunging in the heart attack, but like the knife just stops when it hits the chest, and it's very forceful, just dink. But then that one dink just sends like a shattering like concussive force through it, and you just see like even though you're in front of it, you see like his back like explode out, and you just see like shrapnel of stone, and then he just sort of falls back and crumbles into bits.
Oh.
And he is dead. And there you go. The combat is over. All right, now you're holding this dagger.
That was really neat. That thing cuts through them like butter.
And then as the intensity of the fight tones down, Robot just goes,
"Oh, it wasn't your fault, buddy. You did good. You did good. It's okay." She'll pat her necklace when it goes back, and it's okay. You did good. You did all right.
You get like, you don't hear a sound, but you can feel the gem vibrate at that same sad hum.
Well, we grow and we learn. You
went from a nat 20 to missing so many times.
You were there for me when I dropped my rapier and in front of the bear and that kobold. It's all right. It's okay. And I think Wynn's gonna take a good look at her new thingy.
Okay, yeah, you take a look at it, and you cannot see any separation at all. You just see it's a piece of stone marble that just goes all the way through, and the moment it meets granite, it just is granite. It's a perfect right angle transition. There's no gap. Doesn't look like there's glue. Doesn't look like there's like something holding it together. Doesn't even look like it's like inserted. It looks as if they were 3 individual parts that just, when stuck together, perfectly just snapped together.
Which is like not possible from stone, right?
Exactly. They'd have to be linked in some kind of way, or like you would have to basically have like a stone tang on the blade to go through.
And even if it
handle.
did work, it would have broke when I used it.
Oh, for sure. It is most definitely magic.
All right. Okay.
And so what you're holding as of right now, from what you can tell, it is a stone +1 dagger. That also has the benefit of potentially doing bludgeoning damage. But that's all you can tell from what this is.
Okay. That's another way to get, your adrenaline running in the morning, get the heart pumping. That's good for you,
And then you're going to hear, except for people who get heart attacks.
And I think Wynn is going to go ahead and she's going to go ahead and put the piles of the statues back where they originally were, like still stone piles. It's a forest, so I assume she'd be able to find, like, flowers somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And she'll just she won't put too much effort into finding too many flowers, like 1 each will be enough. And she'll put them on the piles, and she'll be like, "Sorry, lads, I won." And she'll go on with her day.
Take 2 inspiration points. Take 3 because I should have rewarded you for the buying, what's his name?
Malice?
Malice the frog and the...
He had a family!
Take another inspiration point for fucking around in the mayor's place, even though you didn't have to and I wasn't pointing you there.
Daniel, you have to put at least 1 body in there. At least 1! Okay. I have 8 inspiration points so far.
There you go. The good news about my inspiration point system is I can always raise the prices on everything.
No! Not the economy! It's in shambles.
So I'm just going to give this explanation because since you are putting it on YouTube, I don't want people to have 0 clue. So when we do certain homebrew things, I feel like I'll explain them.
Yeah.
I
have to explain it to somebody first, and it's usually me.
Do you not know the inspiration system?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay. Normal D&D inspiration is if you do something that goes along with your flaw, your bond, your personality trait, etc., and you quote play your character, then you're rewarded with 1 inspiration point. And that inspiration point can allow you to do this amazing thing called gain advantage on 1 attack roll, saving throw, or ability
Is it actually
check.
advantage at the base game?
That's it, yeah.
Oh. I thought it was +4 in the base game.
No, in the base game it is just that. But the reason why originally I changed it to be where, it's advantage or get a D4. Because sometimes you guys really didn't like that. You're like, I have to re-roll and I could get it lower. So I give you guys the option of having a way to just only have it be higher.
Yeah.
The other part of the rule is you can only have 1 point of inspiration at a time in normal D&D.
Is it really?
Yes. A single point. If you look at the D&D sheet, the spot for inspiration...
Is it like yes, no?
No, you're just supposed to put a check mark or a dot to let you know that you have it or not.
No.
Some people use it. It is open and available enough to write a number there, but the rules do state you get 1 inspiration point.
I see the...
And they have some... The weird thing is that they have rules for how to give out inspiration points. For example, some of them are the DM can't give out inspiration points and the players have to. So essentially every player at the start of the game, at the start of each session, they get 1 inspiration point that they can give to another player for doing something that they feel is in character or whatever, right? But they can't give it to themselves. So that's the idea behind the inspiration point is the players give it around. No one really gives a shit about that one because that's really weird and I feel like people are going to metagame that. But my system, because I hate the concept of, what's that? You did a really cool in-character thing. Let me give you sorry, you already have an inspiration. Get
that
stuffed,
fucking
bitch.
Sucks, yeah.
That's
you want to hang on to it because you don't know if this is a waste to use it right now or...
Exactly, and especially in certain times, you'll have a lot more roleplay before you get to combat. And most people will use inspiration in combats. I feel that's generally what normal
you don't want to die.
Gets used. When you don't want to die, or you want to have that cool moment of dealing the final blow, or, you don't want your character to get mind controlled, or literally anything involving mind flayers, rot grubs, etc., not wanting to die there.
Yeah.
A lot of people want that. I think there is one variant rule that states, like, you can use it to give disadvantage to effects against you. But I think that's pretty much it for base game. My inspiration system is I give you as many points as I fucking feel like it, whenever I feel like it, and you guys can hoard them like dragons, or immediately spend them and do whatever you want. There's no limit, there's no floor, but it is a gambling bartering system when it comes to getting what you want. And so, if you're like, Daniel, I really want to win on this perception check. I really want it so bad. I'm like, how many points do you have? And if you're like, I have 10, well, I will make it like a gradient of like, alright, well, if you give me all 10, you can just succeed. If you give me 5, then you can have advantage in a +2. And if you want to just give me 3, then you can add a +4 to your roll. And it's like, that's the bartering system. We could just start bartering, be like, how about I give you 8, and I just get a +5, or, you guys can just sort of bargain with me on what these things get you. And it helps for certain things of like, I forgot to buy this, and I'm like, okay, give me 2 inspiration points, and you could have already bought it.
Okay.
And things like that. That's how my inspiration point system works. Basically, if you want to do something that the rules usually don't allow, you can haggle with this currency with the DM in order to either have a higher chance of getting what you want or to just get what you want.
Yeah.
The rules, however, will almost always be, I will almost always allow you for some amount to have advantage, to re-roll, or to like add a D4. Those are the ones that are pretty much basic, and I at some price will always give it to you. But I am not required to sell these things to you that are like over the top. Like, how much will it take just for me to auto do this and stuff like that? Those are the things that I don't have to do for the players, but sometimes will, just because sometimes I think what they're doing is cool, and if they're willing to spend that resource to do it, it's okay.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Of course, if it's something that's way too disruptive, like, I want to jump to the moon, can I give you my 50 points I've been saving up to do that? I'm going to say fucking no, because that's disruptive and your character will literally die and all this other stuff. So, within reason, you can bargain for basically anything using your points.
Okay.
So now you have... How many do you have?
8.
Yep. So the economy might get a little steeper on prices.
It's getting a little too good.
Might get a little too good. Oh, also you're able to bargain to give other players inspiration points.
Okay. Too bad there's not any other player.
That's wild.
Maybe I'll use it for robot next time.
I would say, I guess you could... If I'm playing the characters really well, you could give them inspiration points.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay, try again. One more time. Come on, yeah. You have to do it with some chutzpah.
He has a -2 to all his rolls from now on. Just
No!
from
Until he's out of
sadness.
his stupor.
Till he's no longer sad.
Aw, okay.
No, that's not happening. This was the rule. This was another not a homebrew rule, but there is a variant for rules in the DMG for travel. And it's because of how weird the long rest, short rest system is. Because that's more designed for back-to-back encounters because you're delving through a dungeon, right? When you're delving through a dungeon, you could maybe afford an hour's rest to heal up, right? But 8 hours is a lot harder to do. But it doesn't really work when you do wilderness exploration, because I'm not going to throw a combat encounter at you every 45 minutes so you can't heal. And if days pass, then you're guaranteed to get a long rest.
Yeah.
There is a variant rule that states that it takes a full day of rest while traveling in order to get a long rest. So you have to not travel, and you have to just chill for a day. Because the DMG states that, overland travel is hard and exhausting work, even if you are just sitting on a horse traveling.
It is walking for like 8 days. Riding horses are exhausting too.
Oh yeah. But it's like you can't truly rest when you're doing that.
Yeah.
And then it's something like 8 hours is a short rest while walking through the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of each day, in theory, you could have a short rest, but you can't really get long rests.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows your DM to basically hit you with an encounter every other day or every day, one encounter, rather than being like, yeah, you get so unlucky that on day 4 you get attacked by goblins, and then a drake attacks you, and then this water monster fights you, and then this group of monkeys attacks you, and then this thing happens. Like, you don't have to do all those things to challenge your players. It allows you to drip feed, like, oh, you guys got attacked by a few goblins on your first day, whittled a little bit of your HP down, you guys did cast a spell, 2 days later, this thing happened, and it just makes it where it's more like, coherent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one rule I was thinking of using if we ever go back to low-level games like this again, where you guys do travel through the woods very often, and it's like, while traveling, a day is a long rest, and 8 hours is a short rest.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds fair. Especially when it's like you guys travel for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Alright, so now, what do you do?
Well, I have said my farewells to the bodies of what may
Does Wynn religious at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I think she is. I don't know to what. I don't think she knows to what.
Do you want to... Oh, okay.
To her, she can't deny that there aren't gods. But...
It'd be kind of hard in a D&D setting.
I'm gonna make a character that's just an atheist. It's just like, I refuse to believe!
Well, no, they're
just people that got power, right? That's
they're
how
just powerful beings that
they're
exist.
Just
They're not
people.
gods. Is one of the concepts, yeah.
But when isn't religious per se, but like she can hope. She can like pray. She doesn't do it a lot. She knows she's gonna end up somewhere when she's dead and long in the ground. She just doesn't know where. And she's living her life the way she wants to right now before she does know where she's gonna go.
Okay. Does her prayer revolve around anything? Is it luck? Is it life?
I think it'll go with why she wants to keep her one sun necklace. And I think
she has a sun necklace.
I always draw her with a sun, like
okay.
a rising sun necklace.
Gotcha.
And Because I like the juxtaposition between Wynn's the sun and Deimos is the night. It'll be...
Look at me, I can make an edgy cliche. No, I'm just kidding. I love it.
It'll be... When she does, I think it'll be if she's ever, like, unsure about something, or maybe she's taking a really big risk the next day, and it'll be usually her usual, like, go-to, like, I'm so desperate, I'm praying right now thing is, like, I pray that
Hey God, me again.
I pray that I get to see the sun another day, and live another day.
Okay. Alright, so you do your thing, you put your flowers down, you get your inspiration points,
Thank you.
and...
Like, wow, I feel really inspired right now. I feel 8 points more inspired than what I usually do.
And you head off?
Yeah.
Alright, continue on the trail.
And more statues!
And more statues attack! Mind you, your robot also has 2, action searches.
I will remember that next time.
Alright, so you venture on. So, real quick, I just want to give you a little meta gaming behind the scenes. The reason why I wanted them to hit you so bad
Did they do something cool?
they petrify you.
Oh.
But it's not, oh no, Wynn's dead forever.
It's
Because
like after so many rounds.
You're petrified for 24 hours. Which means Snake Lady could get 24 hours closer
You
to
want her
you.
to get me!
I figured it would add a little extra tension of
You
like,
want
she's
her-
1 day behind me. Dun, dun, dun,
And Deimos is here is like,
You're
just
gonna
laughing
die.
all the time. You stupid bitch.
Alrighty. So, you head on off, right?
Yes.
Alright.
What was Malice? Was he an alchemist or was he like a general practitioner?
He was an alchemist. Was he a general practitioner? I can't believe you.
She knows a lot of alchemists. Maybe that's just her thing.
As you're walking, and you're searching for the temple, I should say, because you don't know where that beat is.
And she's like, I should have asked Malice.
He did tell you it was a lost temple.
I should have asked him a little bit before I kind of went out and did this. This was a little spur in the moment. What's new?
Deimos is gonna be like, yeah, exactly, what's new?
And then he's actually gonna chime in and be like, so do you just drop flowers on every pile of stone you come across, or?
Well, they're usually a lot more fleshy than that, but this is a different circumstance.
And what makes the circumstance different?
Well, it might have been alive, I don't know for sure, but it's not their fault that they were in the way of me and living,
So I'll repeat, you put flowers on every dead body you come across.
if I can find them. It's sweet. The world's ugly, but
Strange hearing it. Strange something sweet coming out of someone who I have routinely seen break and enter into random people's homes. No, it's just an observation. Don't worry. It's okay. Relax. I'm not judging. I'm judging.
they should make their houses so breakable and enterable.
Oh, and I suppose the statue should have been so killable, I suppose. Is that how your logic goes?
I mean, I was the one that was supposed to be at the disadvantage.
Sure, because, you with the magic knife, and me, and big crystal, monster.
Don't tell me. He's still really sensitive.
What? Okay, now you're being sympathetic towards, okay, I think you just have a thing for rocks. I think that's what I'm hearing.
He's made out of gemstone.
Rocks, alright.
That's not the same. Isn't it?
And as you're talking, you are going to see off in the woods 3 little dragons playing with each other.
Oh! Dragons?
Yeah.
How big are they?
I believe
Like
they're-
immediately ahead of me?
I'm gonna say generally yes. And the forest is a lot thicker than the map shows, but
Yeah, we're trying to find a lost dungeon. I hope it would be.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Would you like me to spend 15-20 minutes making this thing thick with foliage?
No,
just for me to-
I'm just saying. I understand that it's dense because we're looking for a lost dungeon in the woods, and if the woods were sparse, then it wouldn't. The
Wouldn't be
lost
very
part.
lost, though. That's fair. Okay. They are medium creatures, so they can range from anywhere from. Basically, their shortest dimension will be 5 feet long, and their longest dimension would be upwards of 8 feet long.
Oh, so how big are they?
They're like
About the size of Wynn. They're me-sized. Oh, she very quiet. She be, oh, little baby. What are they? Are they just playing with each other?
Yeah, you see, they're like, one of them's like back, like smacking the other, and then one's like biting that one, and there's a third one who's watching. Like, you two are fucking idiots.
You two are savages.
And then those two stop and pounce on that one, and they're just, it's sort of like if you've ever seen like lion cubs.
Oh, okay.
Or anything play with, bite, and it's like, and then go after each other and stuff like that.
I think I would like to have Wynn hide over to the nearest tree.
Okay.
And she's just gonna watch him for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It's not like a cat where you can be like, you know, like she understands the circle of life very well.
She's like, if they are circle of life, I am square. And yeah, they're just push back. And do you like pay attention to anything other than just they are dragon, or
what color are they?
Roll me a perception check.
To know the color?
Well, the issue is,
What if I roll a 1?
Then I'll give you a very vague amount of information.
Remember what I said about what if I rolled a 1?
You do have a lot of inspiration points.
You're right. These are very cute babbies. Ooh, yeah, I'll use an inspiration point. I don't want you to be like, you were colorblind for a moment.
Well, no, so the fun thing about
that wasn't much better.
The fun thing I can tell you, even if you rolled a 1, is that they're a metallic dragon of some kind.
Oh, okay. Well,
the well-known fact, and even like D&D acknowledges this, is that several of the metallic dragons are very hard to tell apart from one another unless you know the specific, like, not what's the
characteristics.
Word? Yeah, or like the specific anatomy. It's anatomical differences.
So like frills and the shape of...
this one's wings are manta ray shaped. This one's wings are red dragon shaped. This one has its spines go up like spiky. These ones have them rolling. Like there's very tiny differences because they even state in several of the books that it's very fucking hard unless you are a like
a draconologist.
Yeah. To tell from a glance the difference between a copper, brass, and bronze. Those 3 dragons specifically are really hard, and they state that sometimes, depending on the light, gold dragons are even difficult to tell what they are, but they have
could be a deep gold dragon, you know.
But they have certain facial features that you could tell and stuff like that. So that's kind of what you're rolling for right now.
Well, with my inspiration, my 5 turned into a 10.
All right, with a 10, you are going to. Oh, it's not brass, by the way.
I know, you're just giving me an example. I'm waiting.
No, I think I'm stupid, because I think there is no... Oh, there is. Never mind. Yeah, it's brass, bronze, and coppers that are super hard to distinguish. With the term perception, I can tell you that they're a metallic dragon. You will know that they are a wormling, which is the most babby form a dragon can take. Basically, when a dragon is...
Is this a fresh baby? Are these brand new babies?
I was about to say, the moment dragons hatch till they're the age of 10, I believe, they're considered a wormling.
Oh, okay.
So
like 10 years old?
10 real life world. Yeah, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I don't feel like whipping out my Dragonomicon to get you the exact information. But
do you feel like talking about the social economical standpoint of dragons in your world right now?
I would love to, honestly. I love just
how common are dragons? Are they like Dragon Age, where or at Skyrim, where they're supposed to be dead, but they're just coming and they're coming out and they're happening right now? Are they've always been around? Are they sparse? Are they endangered? Are they endangered because humans killed them, or are they just rare?
It's what I'm gonna call the wonderful case of, for most races, they would be considered rare. Mm-hmm. Or at least uncommon to run into. Mm-hmm. However, for races that live a lot longer, say elves, maybe some dwarves and whatnot, since they live much longer, they have the much greater understanding that there are a lot of dragons in the world. It's just one of the cases of not a lot of them grow to be full-on dragons.
Oh, it's tough for them.
Yes, it's specifically red dragons. who...
They eat their children? Or
No, they just shoo them out of the nest very early on.
they're like, listen, you're not my circus, not my monkeys.
Well, it comes down to their territoriality. Basically, a red dragon parent would be absolutely disgusted at their child if the child did not try to slit their mother's throat the moment they got the chance. That's sort of how red dragons are in a lot of the books that they describe, is that red dragons value strength, independence, and being just the strongest, most prideful, most rich, powerful being around. But if you live under mommy, that doesn't make you look strong and powerful.
Oh,
but you know
mommy's boy, little mommy boy.
Know what would make you look very strong? Killing mommy, because she's older and more powerful than you, and now you're a young dragon with all of your mom's money. That makes you look fucking fantastic.
Getting the insurance money.
Exactly.
Okay.
And for red dragons, that's why their children are more of a threat, and they like it that way.
Keeps them on their toes.
Because it keeps them on their toes, but it's also like, of course I would do the same thing. If my child didn't try to murder me, God.
What kind of mother would I be?
I'd be so disappointed in them. So red dragons sort of get kicked out of the nest very early, but as you could imagine for a carnivorous predatorial creature that despises having to eat anything that isn't meat. Because dragons canonically can eat anything. Dragons can eat gems, metals, rocks, dirt.
It's crunchy.
Vegetables, fish, meat, doesn't matter. The books state that dragons can eat and metabolize.
So they're goats. They're part
anything,
goat.
essentially. But red dragons, who need probably very high protein, all that stuff to grow strong, to then compete with the other red dragons and not fucking die. The biggest issue for them is, what fucking color are they? Bright red. So now you're hunting in the snow, the forest, the sand. Literally anywhere in the world is not bright red. There's nowhere these dragons can hunt that's bright red. So a lot of red dragons just lose to not being able to hunt properly. So the evolutionary Darwinism kind of deal makes it where, hey, since we throw so many disadvantages at our own species, only the absolute apex most powerful of us can ever even dream to survive.
Yeah.
And that's why red dragons are like the strongest, the toughest, and all this stuff.
Okay.
But so there's stuff like that, and then you have these quote quote evil, because I don't like the concept of all red dragons being evil. If in the monster manual it says a creature is evil, unless it is something that is directly born from an evil thing like demons, they're not naturally evil. It just they have a tendency to be evil for reasons. For example,
to not be on the right side.
For example, why would a red dragon be considered evil? Well, because it's in their nature to be prideful and aggressive and territorial, which can lead to doing things that are perceived as evil. But that doesn't necessarily mean all red dragons want to torture and burn the countryside for fun. They would more just be doing it to, protect their territory from other red dragons.
Yeah.
Is sort of the energy.
So how do dragons affect people, and how do people affect dragons? Do you have an idea for that?
Yeah, so depending on the dragon...
should Wynn be disgusted, or like, wow, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime moment, or like scared?
I don't think it matters even if you're... It would jump between... this is also another thing about dragons.
Wynn's gonna think they're cute either way.
Well, yeah, every dragon has the ability to magically inspire fear or awe. Chromatic dragons usually choose fear. Metallic dragons usually choose awe. And they can basically force you to either get the frightened condition or charmed condition. But that is just an in-game, reason to explain, how you would actually feel if you saw a 20-foot tall cat reptile that can breathe fire and fly.
Yeah.
You would either be terrified, or if for some reason you thought it was a good omen, you would be in awe, like you saw a god kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I think no matter what, you're going to get that sort of feeling from seeing these things. They're uncommon. They're magical creatures. And you've probably definitely heard the stories of dragons doing great and or terrible things.
Yes. Depending on the color, I assume.
Again, that's more of a generality, but yes, probably. As going back to as if they were rare or not, older creatures that live a lot longer and might have a lot more records and like understanding of these other long living beings would know that a lot of dragons hibernate for very long periods of time. So while 2 generations of humans might never have seen an ancient red dragon, the generation after that might be living right when it's that ancient red dragon living in the mountains time to wake up and
unlucky.
Smell the rose and goes, hey, 4 generations ago I forced your people to give tribute to me every 5 weeks. There's no pile of gold when I'm waking up. What? Burns countryside.
That's unlucky.
And stuff like that. So you run into things of that nature of why dragons might be seen as these like terrible forces. Some people see them as evil, some of them see them as forces of nature. Sort of like how an earthquake just decides to pop up and fuck your shit.
Yeah. Still unlucky.
Exactly. Older dragons are much more rare. Basically, the older a dragon would be, the much rarer it would be. When we're getting to ancient and the great worms that exist, which are like challenge rating 26, 28, there might be like 2 of each color living amongst the entirety of your planet.
Okay.
A continent might be having like 2 or maybe 3, depending on the size of the continent, of these ancient great worms living on their land. But then as you go down, there's more and more and more of them. And when you get to the wormlings, they always come out in big batches. Basically, you get like, depending on the dragon, I think it's something along the lines of like 4 to 8 wormlings per hatching.
But only like 2 are maybe gonna make it, depending on...
Yes, and I'm gonna say basically every hatch probably has a good chance of having one of the babies reach the adult stage, which I think is like 200 years old.
Damn. I mean, I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to watch my kids for 200 years.
Yeah, basically. The only ones who do are blue dragons. Blue dragons actually have like
family. They're the ones that have family.
They have family units and stuff like that.
You should make them like crows.
Oh! And they just zap you with lightning. Lightning crows. That'd be terrifying. Just a flock of crows, you piss them off, and they just squaw zap.
I mean, you should be scared to piss off a flock of crows in general.
No. I'll throw hands with a crow.
I feel like a flock of crows versus you. I would put my money on the crows.
I did not say I would win. I simply said I would.
But what would win in this moment right now, no? About these boys.
Knowing that they're metallic.
These girls and gals.
Knowing that they're metallic, it would probably put you at some level of ease. Just being like, oh, these are the ones that everyone says don't murder you indiscriminately. Okay, that's a relief. You'd also probably know about gem dragons, but those are much more like...
rare?
Not...
I've heard of a land somewhere in a land very far off.
Stop talking. No, we're not going to talk about amethyst styles. That is not. But they are rare. Probably a little rarer than the other kinds. Mostly because I believe most of the books that state about gem dragons say that they stick kind of to seclusion because they're too busy doing hot girl shit. By hot girl shit, I mean I'm smarter than you and I can see through time shit.
Okay.
So I think they might be a little bit more busy. But what you would know seeing these things is that generally metallic dragons watch over their young and don't just leave them be.
What color metallic did you say, or what am I going to assume?
You're sitting between brass, bronze, copper.
Okay, so they're brown. They're brown metallic dragons.
Yes, and if you would like to know more, you can try and roll me a history or arcana check to see if you have any other knowledge that could discern what they are, or any more information. That's if you want to. If not, you can just watch the cute babies.
Honestly, what I want Wynn to do is she's behind this tree, she's laying low, and she's just like, look at that. People like me don't live long enough to see this. This is amazing. And then after like a minute or two, she's gonna like, she'll get a blank stare and she'll be like, where's the mother?
And then you're gonna hear Demas be like, and the important question is finally asked. But before you can answer, suddenly something terrible happens. Out from the woods, you see these things
What
come
the
out.
fuck is that?
You don't know, and that's the problem. So I'm going to describe it slightly different than what you're looking at, though.
Okay.
But out of the woods come a hound-shaped, so it's a quadrupedal, predatory-looking creature. Just think kind of a dog. Make it reptilian.
Yes.
Reptile
dog. That's just an alligator.
Large fangs with frills coming down the back. It's as if you merged a dog and a dragon together with no wings. It has scales, and you see these ones are colored similarly to the ones that you see in the actual, the ones you see playing, the metallics playing. They're slightly colored like that, but they have green also, a lot of green scaling across their body. Slightly amphibious looking features, but not too much. They look like they can go land and water if they wanted to, but clearly look more land. And that's what you see, just like you didn't see them. Like, they just sort of snuck through the underbrush and now have jumped out and grabbed onto these dragons.
Babies!
You see that basically they have like teamed up and they're working in a good pack. Basically, 2 of them are grappling the dragons, and then one of them is sort of like trying to go for the throat and stuff, and all of the babies are fighting to keep themselves safe. What do you do?
Hey, voice in my head.
I have a name, but okay, yes.
If I get close enough, can you do something to even out their odds?
Yes, if you can get close enough to the giant reptile dogs, I can help.
Okay. I want to go...
And real quick.
Yeah. Oh, should I roll initiative first? Is that what you want from me?
No. Who else would appear but...
Oh!
Ya boy.
Is he okay?
Let me delete him. Hold on.
It's been a day. Is he alright?
He's still sad, but Robit is here. He has a job to do. And that's miss attacks. Alright, so you're gonna start walking up to help them?
I want to go behind this tree first.
As you reach here.
I wanted to stealth, but...
The issue is, they know you're here. You see one hiding in the brush.
Oh.
A few over here.
Ooh.
And you see they're sort of positioned in a way...
Damn! There's... Hello?
That they are
That's so many.
defending the others from you interfering. And now you can roll me initiative. And you are surprised.
Okay, alright.
I'm gonna roll them as 2 different packs. Also, for clarification, this combat is you versus these 6. If you succeed to beat these 6 in a time limit that I have written down,
Okay.
all 3 babies survive.
Ooh, that's not good for Demos, but yeah, I heard that.
You don't have to fight these ones over here with the dragons.
Okay.
You just need to
I
clear
need to win my fight.
You need to win your fight in order...
In a good time limit.
In a good time limit, because then you will be in a position to assist them, and you can help save them. That's how that's gonna work. So... I'm just gonna roll them in 2 packs of 3, just so that way I'm not running 6 different times. I like your reaction. Oh, what is that?
I know you're like, oh, Tailspire doesn't have what I want, but like seeing dog, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be something.
A dog.
A dog. And you did show me something that's kind of like a dog, I suppose.
See, I was right. I know it's hard for for Wizards of the Coast to make books about all of this stuff because they don't want to like produce too many books and then people not buy them and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But like whenever they introduce like a Dragonomicon and stuff, it's so helpful and it like makes it so much easier to give lore and stuff on characters and stuff like that. But they take so long. Like, we don't have a Demonomicon yet. We don't have a Celestial book.
Ever?
They've made a Demonomicon,
but for 5.
For 5e, yeah. We only have the Dragon book. So, alright, Demos.
Demos got a 1. Well, he got a 2, but it makes it a 1.
Okay. Robit.
Robit's first one is a 21.
Okay.
Second one's an 8.
Alright, and Win.
Win got a 24.
Ooh, alright.
Swashbuckler, baby!
Too bad you're surprised.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're gonna get a little bit of a surprise round. And they're going to So y'all about to get surrounded and pounded because they're gonna fucking shit.
Surrounded and pounded.
Surround and pound. It's the D&D tactic for fighting big HP enemies. The surround and pound. You have one person stun them, and everyone just comes up and just shanks them the nutsacks. It's just the ultimate strategy. All right. You know what? You're not surprised.
Would that be? You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, baby.
I guess technically I should have had you roll perception to see if you saw these. No.
You're saying that because the damage die was a little too high, wasn't it?
No, it's because I'm a DM who's trying to make the cool thing that these monsters have, make sure that they could get it off, but they don't need surprise to have it happen.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
Win goes first, so I'm actually going to move them all back.
And they're like, this shit ain't fair.
What'd you say?
This shit ain't fair.
No, I did just spring it onto you. I guess technically a DM could frame it as, oh, well, you should be rolling perception every 30 seconds, like stuff like that, but that doesn't need to be done. So you do need to be back one more though. There you go. But it's like, that's cheap. I don't normally do that to you guys, so it just I'm the assassin rogue who's like, do I have surprise? Do I have surprise? Do I have surprise? Like, I don't need to be doing that. But yes, it is Win. You are up.
I am gonna go ahead and I am going to attack this one.
Okay. What if I told you every round one of the dragons died? I'm just kidding. That'd be way too.
There's no way that at least one of them. Well, you can do, it's your game.
I was just curious.
Curious.
I have a number.
But I did have an idea for Demos to just shoot a firebolt in the air, so that way the mother could come. That was an idea that I had. But which would you prefer? Would you prefer me fight this fight, or would you prefer me? Wynn's gonna have to stab at least one of these fuckers.
If you want to have Demos try that, you can.
Okay. He has a 1. It's not like he's going to be any more useful.
Oh my god, dude!
I'm going to roll to hit this dog in front of me.
Alright.
15 to hit.
A 15 to hit? That hits.
I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to use my rapier. I won't use I was thinking about the stone dagger, but it's not that much extra damage.
I believe statistically it's the same amount of damage, it's just a better to hit.
A dagger is a D4, a rapier is a D8. But +1.
So your average damage with the rapier would be 4. And your average damage with the dagger is 2.
But +1.
+1, so that's 3. So the damage difference is 1, but your hit difference...
I could just roll an 8.
That's true. But I'm just saying your
like hit right now.
2.
It was the average.
Statistics doesn't lie.
So I got a 7, and then
you're sneak attacking.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage.
Plus your modifiers and everything?
Yeah.
16 total?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This isn't bad. This isn't a bad level 3. I feel like Rie was a lot worse when I played her level 3. I guess she didn't get sneak attack. Sneak attack's really nice.
Yes. And is that your turn?
I'm gonna move back behind this tree.
Alright, and he can't attack you because...
Oh fuck! I thought I just assumed I killed him. I just assumed. No. I'll keep.
You have the mobile feat. After you stab someone, they can't attack you, right?
Is that?
Yeah, that's one of the That's why people don't like rogues taking the mobile feat.
I didn't read that last. Yeah, I'll move back to this tree. Fuck that dog.
Yeah, what people always talk about because what it does is you no longer have to use disengage. So what rogue players will do is they'll stand 30 feet away from an enemy, have an ally be fighting them. They'll run 30 feet, stab them for sneak attack, right? Mobile activates, so then what they do is they bonus action dash, and then they run 30 feet back away.
That's funny.
And now the enemy can't reach them.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I just go up, get punk dog, I slap him in the face, and then run back to the tree.
Yeah, so you do that, and the dog, it's like, Days like, what the fuck just happened?
What just happened to me?
Yeah,
I have a hole in my body now.
You put a really deep hole into its shoulder, and then you're just gone. He's like, huh? Alright. And is that your turn?
That's Wynn's turn.
Alright, Robit, part 1.
He has a job to do, Daniel.
Oh, no.
He's gonna move up to that other half of the pack. This is the alpha of this pack. It's up front. Of these 3.
Alphas are a myth, but yes.
we're gonna go ahead. I know it's because they're only in captivity, right? That's so weird. Yep. That's crazy.
It's because the quote alpha in a normal like wild wolf pack is just the dad. The pack is literally just a family unit.
But he's gonna go ahead and hit the
Honk.
main boss, and 7.
Axe or hammer? I'm just curious.
I'm just gonna keep doing hammer because it does more damage.
Does the I thought I made them both do D8s.
The hand axe is a D. This says hand axe on here. Hand axe
It
and
should
war
be
hammer.
battle axe.
It says hand axe.
My bad.
But I'll change it. But we'll do axe then. If you're gonna say.
It could be a D8. Yeah.
Or axe.
There's no reason why. Well, I was like, I'm just gonna choose 2 different like damage types. That was my.
No, that's fine. I'll just change it on the sheet here. But yeah, we'll go ahead. But no, he got an 8. So I'm gonna just assume that he's not really like back in the swing of things yet. Yeah. Ooh. Maybe he needs a vacation day.
Yikes. Well, it has been 2 days since that last fight.
He's gonna action surge.
Okay. You see as he action surges, you see that that pink highlight on him sort of just flash up, and he actually gets these embering flames off of his shoulder. You know the candle knights you like?
Yes.
He kind of gets those little will-o'-the-wisp flames kind of coming off of him,
cool.
and he's this pink fire. All right. And does he?
This turns into a flaccid 20.
That's a hit. I sure hope it's a hit.
I sure hope it does. And he does. We got a 7, so that'd be 10 damage.
10.
Yes.
Alrighty. Yeah. He just whoop whoop and just smashes on into him. Oh no, slashes on into him.
That'll be it then. That's
Your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. It is now the dogs. Win. 14 hits you.
It does not.
That doesn't.
That does take off 1 use.
That doesn't. Alright, so the 3 attacking you all miss. Your charm is really doing your wonders right here.
Well, how many times would it have hit her without the charm?
No.
Okay.
Only
I
that
got 2
first
more
one.
hits before this thing breaks.
Ooh, Robit.
Robot's armor
19?
class is 19. 19 is exactly
Okay.
the. Unless this defense. It says defensive fighting style. When
It should
you're
already be
wearing-
applied.
That's already applied? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. Then yeah, that hits.
16 does not. And a crit 20 does.
Ooh, well, at least it's happening to him.
Yes. So the first one is going to be 11 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the second one is going to be, this is the crit, 27 piercing damage. This one really gets a big ol' crunch on him.
Mmm. Like a goat eating soda cans.
He craving that mineral.
Robot is at 36 HP.
Bloody?
72 is the.
Roughly
Yeah,
bloody.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Is that your turn? Or is that's my turn? Me asking you that question. Robot part 2, go.
He's gonna go ahead and hit. I'll hit the same dog. Might as well get the action economy down.
I'm surprised you even know what that term is.
I feel like a lot of people know what it is. I don't think they just know what the term is.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because he really needs a day off because that was in that one. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the dog that he hit is going to, he's gonna swing on him, right? And the dog's gonna jump back, and then the other 2 dogs, or the dog-like creatures, hound-like creatures, I guess is the better term, are going to jump up and grab on and just pull him down, and he's gonna be knocked prone.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Knocked prone. I'm gonna say this one is grappling him, and that's his nat 1.
That's his now one. Okay.
All right. Is that Robit's turn?
That's Robot's
Demos' turn.
No, wait, because he can still get up, right?
Yeah, if
With
you
his-
could get up.
I would like to get up then.
Oh.
Where is it?
Did you see him?
Oh, yeah, I saw him.
Oh.
We'll do... He knows the Cure Wounds spell?
Does he?
We gave him... Well, you gave him Gift of the Metallic Dragon.
Fuck. He does have that, yes. He also has second wind.
I was gonna second win. That's what I was gonna do. So that... Ooh! Max HP, babe. Well, not max HP, but max number. So he has 49 HP now. And... We'll action surge on this one to hit the dog we've been hitting.
Okay.
got scared. So for a moment, I was looking for my dice, and I was like, I'm missing one.
22.
22 to hit? That's
Yes,
a fucking hit,
22
yes.
to hit. And it's going to do 6 damage.
6 more damage?
Yeah.
Alright. By the way, both the ones you've hit so far are bloodied now.
I've only hit one. Oh, like winds
This
and
one
the
and
robots?
this one are
Okay, okay.
For those of you who only play 5th edition, bloody is a term from older editions, which simply means they have lost half of their hit points. In older editions such as 4th, when certain monsters or even player characters were bloodied, they would gain access to new abilities or some kind of effect would happen. So go ahead, back to what you were...
That's his turn.
Demos' turn.
Demos does not like these guys, these wolves. To the 2 wolves to my keyboard's covered, but the 2 wolves.
I am gonna remind
2
you.
Winds, yeah.
Not pressuring you into using or not using spells. When you get to the temple, you'll still have whatever spell slots you have after this. That's it. No, I'm just use your spells, like if you want to.
But Daniel, I'm a hoarder.
Not very good on having a sorcerer as a part of you then.
I know. I mean, that's the scary part of like having a resource.
You say as you had Robit use both of his action surges.
He's trying to keep his job, Daniel, even though
He does have
can't.
one more second wind. Don't forget that.
I know.
Here's wind, like, I could sneak attack infinitely, nerds.
I think Demos will just firebolt straight into the air. Goes 120 feet up.
Yeah, you see a ball of flame just sort of like appear, and then it just straight up.
Straight up. Okay.
I'm gonna make a roll. Okay.
Alright, is that Demos' turn?
That's Demos' turn.
Alright, next up is Win.
Wind's gonna go ahead and stab at the dog that she's been stabbing at.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
It do.
Alright. Damage dice. Buckets. 5 plus 13 damage. That's the same amount I did at the first hit, didn't
You
I?
did 16 the first
Oh.
hit. Same target, right?
Yes, same target.
Alright. And so you stabbed him once and left a big hole. You take your rapier and you stab on the other side, and you just sort of swing your blade from one hole you made to the other, and then when you pull it out, it just kind of crumples over and dies.
Good. Bitch.
Is that Win's turn?
Yeah, that's... I don't
You
get
have a
it.
bonus action. You can disengage. You can just walk away anyways and take the potential stab.
Yeah, I'll disengage.
Alright.
And I will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm trying to be on this time. I don't know what their movement speed is, don't tell me. But if I could just be faster, then that's fine. And I will be right here.
Alright. And now,
How are the babies looking?
roll me perception.
I got a 5.
They're
babies.
You see a lot of blood.
Oh,
Don't know whose blood, but there's just
Okay.
a lot of blood.
okay.
It is like a Nat Geo documentary up in this beat.
Bitch, I'm a mother.
And now it is Robin's turn. Robo-Bitch.
He is gonna keep hitting the dog that he's been hitting.
Alright. The hound-like creature.
The 18.
Oh, that's a hit.
9 damage. It'll do 9 damage.
Alright. And we're still in axe mode.
Yes.
You know, Robit's fighting for his fucking life here.
It's fucking
And then
life.
the dog tries to jump up, and Robit's gonna like bounce it off with the shield, and then just slash through its throat with the axe, and it goes down
Okay.
like a butcher's knife through pork.
Ew.
Crunch.
Well, action surge.
All those sounds you remember of me deboning chicken
Chicken?
thighs.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah. With the pops of the joints and stuff. Yeah.
That's gross.
Good.
And then we're gonna attack the one to the forefront. And
How?
What do you mean? I action surge. I have one more. No, I don't. You're right. It doesn't
other-
matter. I got an 8.
The other Robit has it.
I still think I used that. I think I used that one anyway. I don't
You
think I
just
have
snapped
any
one,
more.
and then you went down, and
What?
then you nat ones, you went down.
And then I got up, and then I action surged.
I thought you just second one.
Oh no, you're right. Okay, well
You have it. I don't see why you couldn't use it on a different turn.
It doesn't matter because I rolled an 8 and that doesn't hit.
Oh no, you couldn't use it this turn. Shame. Alright. I love you so much.
I love you too, babes.
Alright, is that Robo Bitch's turn?
That's Robo Bitch's turn.
Alright, now it's all the dogs.
The dogs?
Alright, so...
Damn, they caught up to me. You'll never take me back to jail!
Alright, so... 17 hits you.
It does.
15 hits you?
That would not.
Okay.
If it hits me, but it would have hit me even if I didn't have a 16 armor class, does that count towards one of the breaks?
It's only if it hits you.
And does damage, or...
Yeah.
So since I only have 2 uses...
I guess we'll say as long as it's above your normal armor class. I don't know. What feels better to you? Should it be,
I'd
quote,
rather
quote,
it be useful.
if it saves you then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, only if it's a 15 or a 16, right? What's your normal armor class?
14.
So if it's a 14 or 15, which technically normally would hit you,
Yes.
if it's either of those, then you lose a charge. Did both of them hit you?
Only one, the 17th.
Okay. Alright, and now the 2 against... I'll roll the damage. 7 piercing damage against you. He gnaws on your arm, like you did me earlier.
I was just in a silly bitey mood.
Oh, shut the fuck up. 19 against Robit, and 17.
19 hits, 17 does not.
6 piercing damage against Robit. A little bit of
When
dice
is it
ASMR.
46? For the kids. Wins at 46, robots at 43.
Okay. And now it's Robobit.
Robot's gonna hit the dog that he's been hitting!
That one's dead.
No. The new one that he's been hitting. That
That
I
he's been
missed.
trying to?
Yeah.
Is that the one he's grappling or the one that's not grappling him?
The front one, the one that's north.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's the one grappling him.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that.
I want him to punch him in the head. He got a 22.
A 22.
Mhm.
Hit.
He
I don't know
does-
why it wouldn't.
He does 4 damage. We rolled a 1.
He's trying. He's getting the swing back. He's hitting people now. What's his strength?
His strength.
Did I not give him a 16 strength?
It's a +3. I rolled a 1.
Oh, no, I know. I was like, did I make an unoptimal character to fight with you?
No, you did not. You
Making
did.
sure.
Yeah, we're gonna end the turn right there. He at least hit.
Okay. And now it is Demos' turn.
Demos is going to go ahead and Burning Hands the dogs!
I think you could probably angle it, right? So it emits out of you.
Yeah.
You could hit them both.
I could get it half crispy. That still hurts.
Yeah, you'll hit them both.
So they both make dex saves?
Yeah. They have to be a 12.
I'm afraid to tell you they both save.
Man, well, they're still gonna get hurt.
This is a well-known fact that spellcasters hate that almost everything that they do is an enemy saves against them.
Yeah. 12 fire damage, so they take 6.
12 fire damage. Alrighty. And is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Wynn's turn, but roll me perception.
Oh, no, the babies. 15.
You hear a roar in the distance. A very loud, like, round, rumbling roar.
Like a, why'd you wake me up? I was sleeping.
More like,
My babies.
think of that, but, like, aggressive.
Okay. My babies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Good to know. That's.
And now it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, I'm gonna hit the dog that's immediately in front of me.
Alrighty.
I got a natural 1. Remember when I got like 4 nat 20s yesterday?
No, Karma's a bitch. This hound is going to jump and grab your sword, and he's going to get there.
My rapier! I paid good money for that. That's gold gilded.
Yeah, and now you have no rapier.
Well, isn't this awkward? Can I use a bonus action to take out my dagger?
That's a free action.
Okay, so I'll take out my
So,
dagger.
weird thing, another Ready for another Daniel tangent?
Okay.
D&D does technically have rules for pulling out weapons and stuff like that most people fucking ignore because they're obnoxious.
Uh-huh.
There is this wonderful thing called a free action which you have that no one ever talks about because it's fucking irrelevant until you get a very pedantic DM who makes the game not fun because your character has to act really weird in order to do stuff that you want.
Not funny.
Because you have these lovely things called free actions, which you get one per round, and they encompass doing literally everything. You want to open a door? Free action. Do you want to pull a lever that doesn't require too much force? Free action. But if it requires too much force, action. Do you want to draw a weapon? That's a free action. Do you want to sheath a weapon? That's a free action. However, they state that you can make pulling out your sword or pulling out a weapon a part of your attack action. So if you take the attack action, you can actually draw your weapon as a part of that. But that confuses some people because they don't know if that takes up your free action, because can I draw a dagger and stab someone and then free action put it back away? Or does my free action get used up when I draw it? And it's just one of these obnoxious things that aren't fully quantified in the game, and it just leads to a lot of annoying stuff. That's why in my brother's campaign, I constantly have to... I'll stab someone with my rapier, and then William will have to just drop his weapon on the floor. Because dropping a weapon does not count as a free action, but putting it in your sheath does. So my character's just...
I don't want this.
At one point, I was using a bow and arrow, and I fired at someone. And I needed to stab someone. Which technically I could hold the bow in one hand and draw the rapier and stab them and keep the bow in my hand.
Yeah.
But... I knew I was gonna have to do something with two hands in a minute, so I just had to have I had to have William just drop his bow, and then stab with his rapier, because that whole system of being able to swap weapons is really annoying. But it's only necessary because some people will min-max the game and be like, "I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna put my shield away, and then use two-handed battle axe to get more damage." And then I'm going to put the two-handed battle axe away. I'm going to pull my shield back out so I still have my 2 armor class. But the weird thing about that is shields specifically state that it takes a full action to get one out or put it away.
Yeah.
So that already has a way to not get gamed. So it's just weird.
It's funny.
But anyways, yeah, you can pull out your dagger.
And I have my dagger.
Alright. And now it's Robot.
Robot is gonna keep swinging!
Swing.
Natural 20.
Oh my fuck. Okay. Robot's getting his confidence back. Here it comes.
I rolled a 5, so that'd be 10, so 13 damage.
So the one that you already hit, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Bloodied.
Okay. That's Robot's turn.
Yeah, Robot gets a good slash on it. Alright. It's now Dodoki's turn.
Dodoki's.
Does a flaccid 20 hit you?
Yes.
This doggy runs back, by the way.
No! Does he have my sword?
No, he dropped your sword.
No! You bastard! There are gonna be grass stains in it!
Does 11 hit?
11 doesn't hit.
Okay. So you're gonna take 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
They're rolling high. And then Robot's gonna get attacked. Flaccid 20 hits, and a 21 hits.
Yeesh.
Gonna take a total of... Ooh, that one rolled low. 8 damage in total from both of them, combined.
So they only did 4 damage each?
Roughly.
Oh.
One of them did 6, one of them did 2.
Okay.
One of them's not pulling their weight.
Robot's 35 HP.
Okay. And now Demo. Oh, well, no, Robot.
Robot is gonna keep hitting the dog that's in front of him. That's a 22.
22. A 22 hits.
And then we deal max damage, so we're gonna do 11 damage.
How do you deal max damage?
I rolled an 8.
Oh, damn. Wait. So that's 16.
I didn't crit.
Oh, I thought you just hit it. So how much?
I crit last.
11?
Yeah, 11 damage.
And Robot cuts this man in half. He is dead.
We're whittling him down.
Alright, is that Robot's turn?
Yeah.
Alright, Demos.
Demos is going to poison spray this crowd in front of us. It's the same 15 foot. Actually, it's a 10-foot cone. But
That's fine. If they're right next to you, it hits.
Okay. And they have to beat
Cones
a
are really
Constitution.
obnoxious to do the math of.
What?
I said cones are really obnoxious
Yeah.
to do the math.
Well, I mean, it's a little more convenient with Tailspire, but they have to beat a Constitution save.
Constant.
Or else I roll this D12. I should get a shadowy set. I should get my smoke dice
I'm
set
gonna reroll
for
those, it's not
Demos.
too bad. 14 and a 13.
Get that both!
I'm sorry, baby. The first roll I did was a nat 20 and a 19, so I re-rolled them because one of them landed on other dice. I apologize, baby. Don't look at Apollo to feel better. I'm sorry.
Okay, they just don't take damage.
None? Poison Spray does 0.
It's poison damage.
That is
so.
what's called save or suck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cantrip, so I don't like.
Alright,
I
very
don't.
good.
I don't waste anything.
And then perception check.
The babies. A 15. I think I said 15 last time, didn't
You
I?
look up and a massive shadow comes over atop you.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
And
This might
you
be my last
see-
moment.
You see a giant dragon of similar color to the babies fly overhead, and you're gonna see them use their breath weapon. You see as it flies over, it opens its mouth, and out comes. What's your guess?
I don't remember what copper dragons do. I don't remember what bronze dragons do.
I don't think you've ever interacted with either of them.
I don't think I have. I'm gonna say. No, lightning's black.
No.
Lightning's black dragons. Isn't it? Isn't it?
I'll say one thing about it is that the chromatics and the metallics mirror each other. So if there's a chromatic dragon that breathes lightning, there's going to be a metallic dragon that does it. There's a metallic dragon that breathes something else, like fire or ice, or poison, or acid, or psychic. Then there's going to be one that does it on the other side.
I'll say fire.
Okay.
I'll say fire.
That's your guess?
Either fire or I don't know. I'm just feeling acid, but I think it's because the character models are
It's all green.
Yeah, so I'm thinking green.
The only thing is green dragons breathe poison.
Yeah.
But as they fly over and open their mouth, you see like a few like bubbling gurgles of like froth come out
It's
their mouth
acid, isn't
as
it?
they breathe acid down, and it's just this giant like swathing like what's the word I'm looking for? Like mist. I don't know. It's like a water park, I guess, of just like this water falling down. You know the big water parks that have like the bucket?
Yeah.
Like that, but it's just this bubbling, boiling acid that falls out, and I don't even think if these guys made their saves, they have a chance to live. So you just watch as these creatures disintegrate into acid, and the babies don't care.
Mama.
That's that, and now Wynn's turn.
Who went last? Yeah, robot just went. Yeah.
Demos just went
Did
with his
Demos
poison
just go?
spray, and then he failed. I'm sorry, it's the truth.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep you track of initiative, but I did roll a 24, so not to brag. 20, not a natural.
That's a hit.
We're gonna stab the dog. And
Real quick,
What?
can I recommend disengage step here?
Why?
Because then you could sneak attack.
Okay, yeah. And him specifically, because he took my rapier.
Okay. Fuck you, specifically.
Fuck you, bitch. So that landed on corner. 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll sneak attack. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage in total.
How you want to kill him?
Like, stab him in the chest and use the, like, stab to get a good hold on him and lift him up so that he's on his back 2 paws.
And he's like wiggling.
Yeah, and then just push him off and back into his friend. And she's just disgusted that he took her rapier.
And as you do that, as you push, he keeps going back, but you see he's not coming off your blade until he goes quite a far ways out before falling off, and you are now holding not a stone dagger,
It's
a stone rapier.
Oh, it got Sugar! Longstone. That's cool. It's like, that isn't what I put. That's like a magic trick, you know, when you know. Not the coin out of
Not
the
I'm pulling a rabbit out of a hat, but I pulled a sword out of a
That's still
monster.
pretty cool. And that'll be my turn.
Alright.
Ooh, actually, hold on, wait a second. We're, oh, I can't hide.
Why can't you hide?
Because I disengaged, technically, from
Yes.
your recommendation. I still would like to be behind this, if it gives me any solace.
Uh,
To be behind something. Because okay, 3 baby dragons is a little, like, off-putting, but we could have, like, a Nat Geo moment of, you know, like, oh, how cute and sweet. But Mom's here now. So Win is a little bit more concerned.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, okay, so you go and hide.
Yes.
Alright, and now it is Robit's turn.
Robot still has 1 dog left.
yes.
Oh,
You
no,
also
where'd
have
he
the
go?
dog. You accidentally yanked him too far. Here you go.
Robot is going to complete his life's mission
To kill this
to
dog.
kill this dog. 21.
Alright, that's a hit.
Jesus Christ, Robit either misses dramatically or 21.
Just like Rie.
That's
It's because
a-
he's a fighter.
It's the save or suck mentality.
5 damage in total.
Alright. He's bloodied.
That is...
You have your action surge
Oh.
if you want to use it, but you also have a temple.
No, because I used it earlier. I just missed with it. I will second win though.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. We restore 9 HP. We have 44 HP right now.
Okay. And now it is
The doggy's turn.
Doggies.
a 9 does not hit you.
Woo!
But a 22 does hit Robit.
No!
3 piercing damage.
Okay.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yes.
Oh, that's their turn. I'm stupid. Alright, it's someone else's turn. You're gonna see this little copper dragon. Oh, I said it. Damn it.
No, you. Oh, it's okay. I will act like.
I ruined it.
I will act like I never heard it.
No, it's fine. They are going to come over here and then spew a 20-foot line of acid, forcing this dog to make a DC 11 dexterity save. And fuck you, he made it. But he's got half, which is 9. And this one hasn't taken damage, so it's just gonna get coated in some acid. Take a good chunk of damage. And that's the baby dragon's turn. And now it's Robit's turn again.
Earned his rent. 21.
I always do that. That's a hit. Every time I try to keep a secret from you guys, what a
It's
creature
hard. It's hard. I don't blame you. It does 4 damage. The numbers were not with us.
is. Alright, bloodied. Still bloodied, I should say.
Okay.
Alright, now it's Demos' turn.
Demos is going to. Do we do poison spray again? We'll do poison spray again
Okay.
and hope for the best. Beat my con save.
Head.
No!
Okay.
Oh, I missed. Oh, that was an 11. I rolled 11 twice, so it takes 22 damage. I'm just kidding. No, it takes 11.
It actually only takes 5 damage,
And burp.
as it seems to be okay with poison.
What?
So it's only gonna take 5 damage.
Oh! Huh. Okay. That's his turn.
Alright, Win, you're up. Actually, it's, Mama. Who's
Target locked. Target acquired.
home like a fucking airplane. And is
Oh my god, is she right there? Just
Yeah.
Wynn's behind this tree like, please dear God, if there's somebody out there looking over me.
she's gripping so hard onto her little sun pendant. Yeah, and they are going to.
She's like,
Oh.
I'm fantastic at
Oh.
parties. I'm great at parties. I'm great at with people.
That is a 26 to hit,
Oh my
and they're
god.
going to deal 17 piercing damage. And you're just gonna see Mama Dragon land, and just this hound is right next to you, and just the whole of this dragon's mouth just crushes.
She just has a smack.
Just crushes into the ribs of this thing, and just flings him off, and it dies.
Wynn is clutching this tree for dear fucking life. She's trying to merge into the tree at this point.
It is now Wynn's turn.
Actually,
we'll just skip Wynn's turn for now,
okay.
and jump to Robit.
He's still doing what he does best, Daniel. This dog, he ain't heard no bell. Where's my D20?
That's a hit.
8 damage.
That is a kill, though.
It is?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, hold on. So he has succeeded in his life's purpose. And yeah, with another slash into the neck, he goes down. Yeah. And so what does Wind do now?
Wind is...
Robit vanishes.
Oh, does he vanish?
Yep.
Because I was going to have Wind, like, tap her necklace, like, get back in.
Oh, yeah, she does that, and she sees it go... And you hear very loud, very big sniffing from behind the tree. And then you're going to see the dragon run around the little stump you're hiding behind.
She's like, this is the end.
And it's just gonna look at you, and then it's covered in like little like bite marks and claw marks and a little bit of blood, and it's just gonna like kind of like wiggle at you, and then it's just gonna take the top of its head and just bump into your belly, and kind of like rub.
Oh, okay. She'll put one hand out, and like kind of reluctantly, like it's playing with its food. That's what these things do. This is it.
And with that, if you would like, you can roll an insight.
A natural 20.
It takes a moment for the adrenaline to go away. Of like, I'm gonna fucking die. It was reptile snake dogs, and now it's this big dragon. Now this little dragon.
We got way too much dragon going on.
And it takes a moment, and then you realize that this is a thank you.
Oh,
It's like, thank you, bonk. And it's like, and you see like the other ones kind of run on over, and they come over and they see you, but these two then run off to Mama.
oh. She'll pet the one that's in front of her, and like.
And you'll notice that the big one is no longer like sniffing and like looking at you. It's now like standing kind of like regally up, chest out, very tall, but it's just like. It just sort
She's
of
like, there's no way that I didn't just leave my children to die. That didn't happen.
No, it's more like sitting and waiting for you kind of deal, and like letting you and its baby have a second.
Oh, yeah, I would like to pet the dragon.
Yeah,
I would like to pet the baby.
I would like to pet the baby. It tries to talk to you.
How does it do that?
You hear a cacophony of like little growls, roars, and like clicking of its teeth.
Uh-huh.
And you don't understand much. Wait, what languages do you know?
Elvish. If we still, whatever the pettiest
Okay.
race is.
Yeah, so you don't understand, but you've heard, like, you've probably run into a Dragonborn or two in your life, so you've probably heard them speak Draconic before.
Uh-huh.
It sounds very similar to that.
Okay.
But you cannot comprehend what it is saying, and therefore you can't tell what's happening.
Oh.
But there's a moment, and then Mother is going to very slowly walk over and chatter something much louder and much deeper
More dragony.
than what the little one was, and then it's gonna look over to her and then run off to its siblings, and then it's going to look to you, and then in a very gentle, very airy voice, thank you so much for helping my little ones.
Does Wynn know the dragons speak English?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think she knows that dragons can speak English.
You're welcome.
They're gonna go.
Things are not eating me.
They're gonna laugh. They're gonna kind of chuckle and be like, no.
That's a stigma.
They're gonna go, I've eaten plenty today, kind of as a joke.
Okay.
And then they're gonna take a second and be like, are you all right?
Yeah, Wynn only lost 13 HP. And even if she wasn't, she'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm dandy.
Okay. And she is gonna take a second and sort of mumble in Draconic. And at first you don't understand it, and then you feel your pendant like hum.
Is he getting healed?
And you're gonna hear what she's saying of like, why did they smell like
a dragon. And what was that draconic smell? I sensed. And they're just gonna take a moment and be like, well, thank you. I owe you a little something, so I would rather not have to fly to my horde and back. So
Horde?
they are going to
No bitches?
they're
No
going
horde?
to sort of like scrape a few of their scales off and give you a small pile of them.
Oh, thank you.
And be like,
oh.
they're going to say there's some metals that your kind like in there, or I know some of your kind like to do alchemy with those, so I'm sure you could find someone to sell them off for something of greater value for yourself.
Thank you. You just gave me a piece of yourself. That's so sweet.
And then she is going to take her 3 babies under her wings, and they're all going to walk off.
And then Win is gonna still kind of standing there flabbergasted with the scales in her hand. She'll be like, wait, actually, I have one thing to ask.
There's a pause, and she stops and turns.
And you, and I was gonna say, as they're walking away, you hear that, chattering again in that draconic language.
Yeah.
And again, you can't understand it for a moment, but it
How many
sort of,
times have I told you? How many times?
Well, it fades into your mind, and you can suddenly understand, and you hear her being like, what did I tell you all about leaving the horde? You're supposed to stay in the lair while I am gone. This is... And, you get, the babies are about to be scolded, and then...
They're about to be whooped!
And then you're like, excuse me, and then she stops and turns around and she goes, yes?
Do you know where a Sylvan dungeon is?
Do you mean the temple?
Yes.
She's gonna say, that thing went to ruins before I fell asleep. But...
Damn, is that old?
if I remember, they're going to think, and they're going to point you slightly northwest, and they're going to give you some landmarkers. She's going to be like, you're not too far, you're pretty close. If you head more west than north from here, you slightly overshot it, I assume. You'll find
I just been walking.
You'll find a stone obelisk. Don't worry about that. Just use it as a marker. Once you get to it, you're going to head more north. And if you just keep walking pretty close to straight north, you should eventually come to a generalized clearing, and you can find it around there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And they're going to turn, and then get right back to, I told you, do not leave. This is why we don't leave the
You're
nest.
embarrassing me.
And then they're like,
and you hear them, and they're like, and off they go.
Win will stand there for an extra minute or two with the scales still in her hands. What do the scales look like?
They're probably about maybe the size of our phone.
Per scale?
Yeah, and you get them, and they are these smooth. Think of the Statue of Liberty, right?
Mm-hmm.
How it patinaed into green.
Yeah.
Think of so it's like that, but almost in a mossy way. It's as if these were these beautiful copper, perfectly shined scales that have now had this patina grow on them. Again, similar to moss. It's kind of not fluffy, but raised at the parts where the patina has been growing.
Okay.
And yeah.
For my inventory, what should I write? Should I just write down handful of copper scales, copper dragon scales?
Yeah, right. Bundle. We'll say bundle of scales.
And then once she's looked she's watching the dragons walk away. She's looking at the corpses of the what are they? Would she know what they are, or?
I would like you to roll me a history or arcana check.
We'll do history because she's not really the magic type. I got a 15 history check, but if you would like Demos to also take a stab at it. How do you want to do it with them?
I mean...
Is he at that point where he's like, I know the answer, but I don't like this girl yet?
It'll be like a nitpicker. He'll just be very sarcastic about everything. So it's you get the answers, but he's going to be a dick about it. It's going to be me about it. He's going to be very well, if you had any intelligence and knew what you were talking about.
Demos would have an 18.
For Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay. So you, history-wise, will know that dragons are not the only draconic creature in the world. You've heard of wyverns, you've heard stories of hydras, you've heard of a lot of different draconic beings that exist. You know, those
Beings? Draconic beings?
Yes, those weird creatures called dragonborn that you occasionally hang out with and may or may not have slept with once or twice.
Yeah.
All of those are dragon things that you experienced before.
Yeah, experience.
Oh, shut the fuck up. For these ones, you're taking a look. You'll know the history of magically merged creatures. You know, some creatures exist. You know, some creatures are created.
You're gonna tell me that this is a dragon wolf?
Basically. Yes. And with your history check, I'm gonna say you don't know who made them, you don't know how they're made, but you know that these are a manufactured creature.
Oh, like someone just sat down and was like, you know what? I'm sick of normal wolves. I want them to be scaly.
Yeah, you could kind of think about it that way. You don't know if they're a fusion between wolf and dragon. You don't know what, but you just know the history that they are a manufactured creature. They're not, like, native to an area.
Mm-hmm.
No one has ever seen these things sort of just, like, out and about on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Demos, you said with a 21 Arcana?
No, it was 18.
An 18?
Assuming it's the same roll, I just took 15. Wynn doesn't have a plus. Demos does have a plus, so.
Demos is gonna, with his Arcana, is gonna kind of pop out and be like, you know the terrifying part about that?
What? It almost ate us?
Well, look at the color, look at the frills on the back.
Is it green, just like the picture? Is it that green?
I described it as it having, like, basically it's like the picture, where it has those amphibian-like frills on the back. It is green like the picture, but I described it having, like, light bits of copper on it, but it's mostly that green.
Mm-hmm.
And Demos is gonna go, you saw a what dragon? What color? That one, right there?
Copper.
Right. What's the other color? The dominant color on that thing?
This guy?
Yeah.
It's green, right?
Yeah.
Green.
Okay. That means a green dragon made this thing.
It's Frankenstein it. What, are they bored?
Well,
I didn't know dragons were mad scientists these days. Now you're just telling me silly things.
That's not the thing you should be worried about. The thing you should be worried about is that means there's a green dragon that lives in this forest. Or at least somewhere close enough that it would be sending these things out. The copper on these was probably to help it hunt the copper ones that you saw here.
Whoa.
Maybe hide a scent, or maybe it gives them the ability to find them. I don't know that much, but that was made by a green dragon. So,
well, what's the chance of us running into 2 dragons today? She knocks on the tree. You're like, there's no way that would be possible.
I sure hope you're right. And as he's saying this, he's going to be pulling your rapier that was on the ground over to you with his mage hand.
Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you.
You might need that if you run into another dragon, so.
I mean, then she'll pull out her stone rapier. She'll like, well, maybe this'll do him in. That was cool. Did you see what it did while we were fighting? It just got long.
What does he say? Does he make an innuendo? Is that the first time you got surprised by something rock hard getting long, or?
Oh, stop it! And I think that'll break the anxiety for her to keep moving west, the dragon said. Because apparently I overshot it.
She said go more west than you have been. Going northwest, so like directly northwest.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said you should see an obelisk. She said don't worry about it, don't fuck with it. Just go pretty much directly north after you reach that.
Okay, then she will go ahead, and now that everything is deja vu, could
Eh.
I take the scales off of the... Like, are they legitimate dragon scales, or would they be, like, wormling scales?
They...
I assume there'd be, like, a difference in quality between...
Off of the created ones?
Yeah.
I'll give you the names, they're drakes.
Drakes, okay.
So-
Drake dogs?
No, they're just called drakes.
Okay.
Essentially, D&D and a lot of fiction has found ways to try and quantify what makes something a dragon, what makes something a wyvern, etc.
Mm-hmm.
The general consensus, and I say general because people will fight you on every tooth and nail of what makes a dragon. A real dragon is 4 legs, tail, head, 2 sets of wings.
Mhm.
Or 2 wings. A drake is everything I just said, no wings.
Okay.
A wyvern is 2 legs and 2 wings that might have hands on the wings, but like the wings are their arms.
Okay.
That kind of deal.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
There's a lot more weird differences because then you get to basilisk and this other and it's nonsense. Long story short, these are generally just called drakes. Think of drakes as just dragon dogs. That's how I kind of think of them.
Okay.
You notice their scales are much more like a
artificial.
part of
They're
their
plastic.
skin.
Oh, okay.
Like it's more
They
like
can't be like the dragon that just rubbed up and like 5 fell off.
yeah. This is much more like think about touching like an iguana.
Yeah.
Or like a bearded dragon.
Okay.
That's what these things are like. They're these leathery kind of things. They don't have real scales, but they're the color and pattern of if they were dragon scales.
But yeah, she goes on her merry way, and then as she starts walking, she says, "So you said you had a name, right? I didn't know little curses to name themselves."
If you're gonna keep calling me a little curse, I'm not gonna give you my name.
If that's what you want it to be, I could keep calling you a little curse in my head, my subconscious.
And I could keep not helping you now. So
I don't
instead
know,
of calling the mother dragon to come assist you, I could just let them die.
Which is very helpful. You would. Did you see that we watched them? We just play and be happy. You wouldn't want to ruin that, would you?
There's gonna be like a silence for a moment, and then he's gonna go, Demos.
Demos?
Yes.
That's your name?
Yes.
That's really cute.
Okay, I regret telling you this.
Demo-
Let's keep going.
Demos my curse?
You have northwest to continue walking. Why don't you keep walking, alright?
Alright, Demos.
Alright, leg woman, keep going.
It's like the opposite of a slur.
It's opposite. It's reverse ableism.
So anything you say, Demos.
I'm gonna say that's where we're gonna end session. It's 3 a.m. And we'll be able to get you to the temple now.
Okay. Then we have to wait until next week.
Yep. Suffer.
Jesus
Now we
God.
need to combine both sessions. Rating, highlight, low light.
What did we do yesterday?
Yesterday
I robbed the mayor.
You woke up with Malaz, had your little conversation, went to buy potions with Belle. You got yourself a healing potion candy.
I got Mal's a toad.
You got
He's like, you just take the bastard and just smear it.
you got bouillon and
I got the bouillon frog.
you got bouillon and a frog. By the way, also real quick, just before we forget, on your walk, you can now technically take a short rest. So, if you want to spend hit dice to heal, or you want to have Robit heal, if you want to spend Demos' hit dice to heal, you could do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then you also can get Robit's action surges and second winds back.
Okay.
Because it's going to be long enough that I'll consider it a short rest. But you did that stuff. You got Malaz to act as your lookout. You nat 20'd your way into sneaking into the mayor's office, got his book.
I got a lot of nat 20s
Went
yesterday.
back to Malaz's place. Did some book-related investigations. Found out stuff that said that there were weird magic readings of like ley line proportions in the areas that the mayor was like tracking and stuff like that. And then you left the town to head to the temple to get the box uncursed. And then you found a set of 3 stone boys around a pedestal. Couldn't help oh no, you first found the cat.
Cute. El gato.
Silver cat who liked money. You hung
And
out
I
with
got him the mouse.
And then you got him a
the
gold mouse. And then he gave you a special coin.
Yes.
And then statue boys with stone dagger. You dealt with them, got yourself a stone dagger. And then after that, you ran here into the dragon's plane, who got attacked by these drakes, and then Mama came and you did your thing. So that is where we are.
So now out of town. It was really fun. Going into the mayor's place was success. Great success.
Great success.
It was really fun. I'm really sad that there aren't bodies and he's just doing science. What is this? The 1700s? I don't know what time we're science. No, wait, what was the times of, like...
The Renaissance?
No, like the Greece and, like, the philanthropy.
Are you talking about the Enlightenment?
Yes. No, when they were like, you said something I disagree with, so you'll be poisoned to death because of what you said.
The Enlightenment?
Is that what it was? Like,
Around there, yeah.
we don't rotate around the sun rotates around us.
Yeah, basically right before the Enlightenment, some people were like, astrology does this thing. They're like, how dare you? Poison him now.
Yeah. What is this? It's not the Enlightenment. But that was fun. And giving NPCs gifts will always just be fun, too. I think that's... But I can excuse it off. Wynn only has 80 gold pieces, by the way.
Very not material girl. Also, has she been smoking out of her special pipe?
I think if she, like, at night, when she's just sitting down and relaxing, she'll be like, what? I made a bunny. She'll play around with it. I think she'd more save it, because she doesn't know how long it's gonna last. She knows she paid 800 gold for it, or 700.
Well, the 700 made it where it should last.
But still, she wants to save it to have a nice time and share it with somebody else, you know?
Well, it's not gonna break, is what I'm saying. It's not gonna run out of magic.
She doesn't need to smoke, like, every day. But yeah, now I need to know about what the mayor is doing, but I'll be back. I'll be back soon. So, unless I die in the dungeon, who knows?
Get ready for season 2 of this duet when Christy has to make totally new characters.
I really like the cat because I knew it was the
a reference
to the cat in our other campaign. She should have made the coin silver, Daniel. You should have had it turn silver, but it's okay.
I was going to, but then I knew Wynn was gonna be like, you just devalued my currency.
You should still be happy that this experience happened.
We'll say it's a silver coin then. If I didn't want to. How do I describe it?
She already can't spend it, Daniel.
That's fair. It's a silver coin then. We'll change that.
That was good. The stone fight was good. Surprisingly quick. But that's where most of the nat 20s were. This little wyvern fight was good. I liked it a lot. The combat was decent. I get scared because I'm like, sometimes I'll roll like a 2 for damage. Mostly robot or spiral knight. And I'm like, okay, alright. This is gonna be good. But yeah, I like it. We get to see Wynn, and I get to think more about Wynn of like, oh, what happens when she kills people, you know, and how does she think about the world? Because I do just want her to be like, you know, the world is ugly, but it's beautiful, and you know, you have to fight to survive, and it's
does Wynn's like care for life end at sentient human creatures?
Yes.
Or okay.
She doesn't give a shit about those dogs.
I'm just curious.
No,
like,
she does
maybe some druids might have some issues with that.
Well, I mean, would they? They're not real.
Depends on what your definition of real is.
They're not natural. Are they pro-natural or pro-made? Nature didn't make them. This would be the dilemma that Wynn would bring up. But, no, she does care about human life. I think she cares about human life a lot. But she doesn't let it get...
Okay, so if one of those dragon babies died...
It'd be really sad, but, you know, it's not... She couldn't do anything.
But I'm saying, would she flower on the body kind of deal?
I don't think so. If
now that she knows dragons can talk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now that she's in an interaction with Mama Dragon, she's like, they're sentient.
Wynn at this point, too...
I can save babies!
Wynn at this point, too, is, like, walking away, and she's like, no one is gonna believe any of what I say. No one's gonna believe any of this.
Well, I mean,
but
you have a pile of dragon scales. Maybe that might
do something. But yeah, no, she cares about life a lot. I think she really enjoys living in the beauty of like
a villa surrounded by wine and finer things.
But that's just part of living and enjoying life, you know?
The life we can't live. God damn you being poor!
But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun, different encounters with a lot of things happening.
Good. I'm glad I'm making walking through a forest for 5 days not boring.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I mean, you had me attacked by an invisible kobold bear goblin. That was... You let that happen. She let that happen.
With his fushigi ball.
With his fushigi ball. I want her to be a recurring villain.
So, right, oh, don't worry, he's coming back.
Good.
He'll be back. And he'll only come back with more bears.
More bears?
More bears. And his big boy, the bear's gonna get larger as he keeps coming back.
That might be a problem.
Sorry. Highlight, low light, you never actually gave a rating, you just said it was good.
I said 9 out of 10, stupid.
Oh, okay. Don't be so mean about it.
Dumb bitch. Highlight. think it was the cat. I like the cat.
That's your highlight? Okay.
Yeah. No, my stone dagger turning into a rapier.
Okay.
That's really cool. The dagger was like, I feel this girl's vibe. She passed the vibe check. So that was cool. I don't know, I really like the stone thing too. I feel like, honestly, I would have liked the stone thing a bit more if you gave me a little bit something to know why it was there, you know?
Well, you could have. You just didn't investigate after.
You said the statues didn't say anything on them. You said the pedestal didn't say anything.
I said you couldn't read it from where you were. I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
I'm gonna go back in the audio file.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back in the audio file tomorrow, and...
If you're really intrigued about it and I fucked up, then...
You'll tell me next session. I will tell you if you fucked up or not.
Just have Wynn try and find the statue stuff on her way back.
Okay.
And we can have her do a little investigation thing there.
And that's when the statues reformed, and there's a new weapon on the pedestal.
And one of them has a middle finger out, and one of them is mooning her, and one of them is like air thrusting.
Yeah, I liked my stone dagger turning into a rapier. I honestly really like giving NPCs things. I really like giving the fucking... I liked your idea of the cauldron bouillon. That was very creative. I liked your idea of the frog pot.
Like potion starters / like...
Yeah, that's really creative. That's really good. I really liked it.
I like potion candies.
That was cool. I liked your description of the charm too, like the little mouse skull and the flowers in the woven ball. I wrote that down like that too. I liked it so much. And then low light, I don't know, Robot doesn't feel like he's doing enough damage, but that's because he doesn't get sneak attack. And I'm over here like, this is a good amount of damage, but that's because I get to roll 2d6 on top of a d8. So of course it's gonna feel like the right amount of damage, but Robot's over here rolling 1s on his d8. So I'm like, okay, I guess I need to be humbled. I guess we are only level 3.
The offset also is that Robot has a 19 armor class.
Yeah.
Has, like...
But it's just the disappointment of being like, I deal 4 damage.
Like, finally I hit 3 damage.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's disappointing. But it's just, we're level 3.
Don't forget, you also have his feat. He can increase his armor class, or your armor class if you're close enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he can also heal.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I know, but still, it's still I want the high number, Daniel, not the low number.
Should we swap him over to champion so you can crit on a 19?
Maybe. Because I won't need him to be near me, at least at this point. I don't know how dangerous it's gonna be, but it's just like...
You're talking about the marking effect?
The marking and the, like, shield thing that he does.
Well, that he can always apply to himself to make himself even tankier than he is.
I guess.
But we could also change it. If you want a different feat, we could give him a different feat.
And then I just always want to keep playing more. I always have fun. But you need time to think about what you want for the world, and...
because I have stupid fucking work.
Yeah. Well, you need time to just think about in general. You made me write down a lot of different gem shapes.
I already have that figured out.
Okay, alright.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is 100%. Me telling you the gems and stuff was me designing the temple in my mind.
Okay.
Generally.
Whatever you say.
Okay, shut the fuck up. I will end you.
But that's my highlight, low light rating.
Alright.
You go ahead with yours.
Good night, everyone. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. No, I don't know. Whenever I get into heavy combat or multi-combat sessions...
I was scared the whole time you were going to kill those babies in front of me. When you were like, perception check. I'm like, they're dead. She's going to turn around, they're going to be fucking dead.
One turn in?
Yeah.
Not that cool. I had it set that if you took longer than 4 turns, one was gonna die, and then on turn 5, one was gonna die, and then on turn 6.
How many turns did we take?
You took more than that, but because Demos did the fire in the air, Mama Dragon was on the way faster, so I had it where that sort of solved the problem faster.
Okay.
Well, she already heard them screaming, but she didn't know exactly where they were, so when you got a flare that went pew, that was what made it easier for her.
Okay.
I was basically going to make it where no matter what, one survived. I wanted you to meet a cool big fucking dragon, because that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Even if you would have met a mother in grieving.
Yeah. My babies.
But you thought of an idea of, let me signal the mom early, and that's what I was like, I'm going to reward you for that. You're going to get, the babies are going to live now. Even if you don't. Right? I don't know, sessions like these always, I want them to feel like a 9 out of 10 for me, because I like making weird, cool things out in the wilderness, like...
It was technically split into 2 different days, so...
I know, but like the stone stuff, and the cat, and I want them to feel mystical.
Ghetto!
And I'm glad you like them. I'm glad you liked both of them. But, I don't know, just as a DM, it's very hard without having... People talk about the Matt Mercer effect of, like, everyone be like, you have to be a DM like Matt Mercer, that's so good and so awesome and all this other stuff. But I feel like another thing is that a DM gets sort of the reverse effect, where it's like they get the critical role play effect, where when your players aren't reacting to everything you say and aren't like emoting and very much like directly interacting with everything that you put out in like an excited or very like interested or in character way, it's very hard for you to tell whether or not like someone is genuinely interested or not. So like you seeing the stone thing and being like, this is probably cursed, the statues are probably gonna come alive, blah, blah, and like you start going in and stuff like that. As a DM, it's like, is she just going through the motions because it's all expected? Is she just interacting with it because I put it in front of her, or does she genuinely like it? And that's the part that like...
Did you like that I did immediately grab the stone dagger?
In the fight, I was like, that's not what I was expecting. But it as a DM for me, that's where I get a lot of my anxiety, is not getting like feedback on like in the moment stuff. Like, is this fun for the player? Is this interesting for the player? Are my players like intrigued or engaged with the material that I'm putting in front of them? Which is why I always hated running exploration for you guys when we did our old campaigns, was because one of our players only ever wanted to talk to NPCs, and so I wasn't just gonna put NPCs on the road every 5 feet for you guys to interact with. One player only wanted to fight things, so I wasn't gonna put a combat every 5 feet. Because
and I just wanted to have a harem.
Yes, because combat in 5th edition takes fucking forever, and I still did way too much combat in that game. Very boring, lame, and dry combat.
I also didn't feel like it took forever.
Christy, we would have sessions that 2 hours of it was just playing. Just a fight. A singular fight. And that's because we had... Everyone in our group didn't either know what they wanted to do or just weren't efficiently doing it quickly. Like, some players would roll and then not want to do the math for themselves. Other players would...
Hey, some of us just aren't good at math.
Some of our players just wouldn't know, like, efficiency, and would be like, alright, I'd like to attack, and then they would roll, and
some of us roll nat ones twice in a row.
I'm not blaming you for that, but they would roll, and then they'd calculate if they hit, and they go, does that hit? I'd be like, no, a 27 doesn't hit. Yes, a 27 hits. I told you their armor class is 15. And it's like, once I tell you that,
just
you
the
should be able to...
excitement of getting...
But it's like, you should just say, like, a 16 hits. Like I do as a DM. Like, I'll roll... I'll tell you guys the number just to let you know I'm not cheating and just to let you know what is hitting you. And I'll just say, 23 hits, this is the damage, right? Like, this is why I feel like players should do a little bit of DMing to learn how to, like, efficiently do certain things as players. Like, I would be so comfortable playing a necromancer as a player because I know how to manage 1,000,001 monsters. If I had 12 zombies to control on my turn, I'd already be thinking about what zombies are going where, what spells I'm casting. I would think of everything ahead of time, and then when it was my turn, I would just be like, these guys go over here, and 15 hits, 16 doesn't, this hits, this doesn't. So these two hit these two guys, and it's going to be 5 damage here, 6 damage there, as my zombies just sort of swarm at them. And then I'm going to cast Fireball over here. Everyone needs to make a dex save in that area, and they're going to take, if they fail, 33. If they succeed, it's 16, or whatever, you know? And it's like, that's the type of, like, efficiency that you need for combats to not take ages. D&D 5th edition is known for taking so long in its combat, Christy, that there's entire video essays of, like, top 15 tricks on how to speed up your D&D 5th edition combat. It's like, roll your damage dice with your to hit dice. That way, you're not burning the extra time rolling your to hit dice, or your damage dice after. But then a lot of players are like, oh, that feels really shitty because I'll roll a nat 1, but I'll roll max damage, or they'll be like, I missed by like a percentage and I still don't fucking get that big hit damage and stuff like that. Like that's a complaint of players, and it's just like,
it's so bad of how long it takes that people have tips for trying to make it go faster.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. A chunk of our old player base just wanted fights, and fights took forever. Another chunk of our player base just wanted to interact socially with the game. So, exploration was like the worst part of the game for me always. The best parts of the game for a DM at that time, for me at least, was if you guys are in a brand new town, because I knew my social players would be like, I can't wait to meet every character and get to know them and talk to them and form another member into the harem, like certain someone we know.
He's very happy.
I hate you. And then the other time I was always excited was when you guys would get to the location of some big event, like the Asu Temple Dungeon, where it's like, okay, there's gonna be nothing but fight and trap and interesting thing, and fight and trap and interesting thing. And it's like, I knew that my combat players would be really engaged and stuff like that, but it's the exploration part where it's like, no one wanted to engage with the random weird obelisk that I put out in the middle of nowhere. Because they're either the quote
You're just gonna fucking die, Daniel.
Well, that's the issue. Everyone always assumes everything you find that's creepy and mystery and weird is just gonna be instant death, so no one wants to mess with it, and no one wants to put the puzzle pieces together, no one wants to figure it all out. That's what gave me the anxiety of exploration before, is because it still left me with the only kinds of encounters that I could give you guys was combat or random NPC on the road. But you're engaging with everything, and I know you're not, like, emoting and directly telling me...
I'm not like other players, Daniel.
Well, no, I know you're not like, I'm really oh my god, this is so cool, like, constantly. But at the end of the day, I do know you enjoy it, which is why it raises it. I just do have a constant anxiety when it comes to running these things. I would say, for me, the session, I'll give it an 8 or a 7. It's around there. I feel like the anxiety really puts a damper on it for me, so I'm gonna...
Stop being anxious.
Shit. If only all of America, or mass majority of America, could feel that. I'm sitting a little bit closer towards 7, but it's around there.
Okay.
Highlight... I really like giving away magic things. I like giving magic items away. I like making interesting, like, things for you to engage with.
Someone on the side of the road, take this, honey. And she's like, okay, alright, thank you.
Exactly. But I always run into the dilemma of, like, I can't just give them away, I gotta make you earn it at least a little bit, because it's not as cool if you just are given a super powerful magic item. It's way cooler for, like, yeah, I found it, and I learned about it, and I fuck around with it, and now it's cool, and super magical and stuff like that. Low light. I think my low light is that I had to force you to get to Belhaven, which is force you to explore out in the woods. And
what do you mean force?
Because you want to just fuck around in Belhaven right now. You want to find out what's up with the churches, and what's up with the mayor, and you want to find out what's about... Is the ley line real or not? And, like, that's all the stuff you want to engage
I want my own silk sheep.
Yes.
And a giant chicken.
Yes. And that's all the stuff you want to engage with, but I'm forcing you to go get this box taken off of you. Because if you don't, a very sexy snake lady is going to come and kill you. In a very not sexy way.
I mean, Daniel, the wind can find the beauty in everything.
Okay. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at in my mind, is like, I don't know.
As long as you're having fun and you're enjoying having to go get this box gone, I'm having fun. So.
Gato!
You like a gato?
And 3 big scaly gatos.
6?
The dragon.
Oh, you're talking about the wormlings, okay. I thought you were talking about the hounds.
No, I do not talk with love in my voice about them.
You're terrible. Yeah, that's what I would say. I'd say 7 to 8 out of 10. Highlight was just like creating the weird stuff for you to interact with. Low light is anxiety about not giving you the stuff that I know you 100% enjoy interacting with.
I had fun.
Good.
You should be happy
It's now an 8.
that I said 9 out of 10.
Well, it's now an 8, so fuck you.
I'm not forcing. I'm just saying. You're allowed to have a lower rating than me, of course. You don't have to feel pressured into having a lower rating.
I'm pressured, anyways.
You don't have to feel...
Where are we at now?
Not into the recording.
What did you say?
Not into the recording. I don't want them to think that I beat you on the daily. Yeah.
She said completely able to edit the audio.
And that's where we'll end it, because you gave me a nice 4-hour and 47-minute long recording to edit.
That was to this?
This was this and yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no way this was 4 hours.
And I think Cricket calmed down. Cricket did not calm down, but...
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'll get up and
You have to kiss it too.
Yeah, give me a sec.
What if Dungeons and Dragons, Wizard of the Coast, they're the ones who own?
Yeah.
What if they are outright like, we are no longer making 7-piece dice sets, it'll only be 6 pieces, and they only have 1?
Well, then other dice makers would probably change eventually over time.
How mad would you be? How would you
I
feel
be?
about that? Yeah.
The only reason why I really like the dice sets that we get for D&D is that they're very versatile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not doing D&D, if you needed to just be like, fuck, I just need a random % chance of this happening, I have D100s, so I can check that. If I was like, oh fuck, I need, a D6, a D4, a D8, a D10, whatever, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I had a D3, but instead I just take a D6 and I divide by 2. If you do the same thing with a D10, you technically have a D5.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get more really weird, like, ability to cut things in half and make your own dice for different kind of percentages and stuff like that whenever you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a D2 if you just flip a technically any of the dice and call odd or even.
Yeah. What's wrong?
Curse you, Tailspire. This is an advertisement for Tailspire. Use
I'm
it.
telling you, they just need to open up a fucking workshop on Steam. I don't understand what the problem. Sure, you would get a lot of like cat girls and anime things
And
because
fat
of
titties.
course, if you open up a workshop on Steam, that's just what's gonna happen. But I think a lot of good would still come out of it.
I forgot where the fuck we left you.
In bed with a certain tiefling.
I meant like physically on the map.
Did she give that a look?
No.
He looked at me like an owl looking at a mouse.
That's. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's just me. My brain was coming out of low power mode.
Oh, someone else is happy for me.
If I was smart, I would have just set you guys on the Amethyst Isle again.
And just set you on the giant side.
Ah, you should. It's not too late.
No, it's definitely too late because you called this place Eleanor and it's your own fucking world, so.
It's our world, baby.
It's our world, baby. I love you.
I love you too. Yes, let's get up.
Ladies and gentlemen, me.
What if random people on the internet want to hear our drama?
Well, they can hear the drama, but I don't think they want to hear me fussing to get my fucking notepad out for this.
I don't think they want to hear you fussing at all. I'm
Bitch.
The recordings are also gonna sound. I'm gonna put them in the same file, but it's gonna sound so different because there is a cricket going fucking crazy outside.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Jenna's threatening to kill me.
God. Woman up, Christy. Jesus.
I'm sorry. All right, now go back to your dungeon planning.
Okay.
Dungeon master.
Time for you to die.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I said I'm ready whenever you're ready like 5 times before I restarted this, but I actually don't have anything ready. I'm sorry.
You fucking lied to me?
Don't hit me! Not the heavy rock. Oh, never mind. I heard the guitar.
Dun, and you're
and I
like,
was
oh,
you're
no.
using that heavy metal song that you said that you don't like. That doesn't fit D&D.
No, I said that the only time it would be good is for if you were introducing a villain. There's gonna be like their reoccurring like, I'm the villain theme. and like you only play it when you're like initially talking to them. Like it's very much the visual novel, the rival characters on screen.
Like when Green came on Neon White.
Exactly. I'm like, what is this metal? And it's like, why? Why are you doing this?
Because he's the bad guy.
And I'm like, I don't hate it, but why? I'm not
it's
allowing
2 nights. Oh, you're not gonna allow it? Okay.
Because you have to treat it as 2 different monsters.
Okay, fine.
I don't
stay
want
here.
you on round 1 later
Sure.
on to be like, I can make 3 attacks in a row. So I'm gonna attack 3 times,
Fine.
action surge, attack 3 times, and then I'm gonna action surge, attack 3 times. You can eat shit.
Okay, yeah, that'll be
Reach
robots.
level 17 and then you can action surge twice in 1 turn.
Wynn's gonna die.
Oh.
The funeral services will be held with closed caskets.